Hello, everyone, and welcome to Veterans Memorial Stadium, where today the 87th annual Thanksgiving Day football matchup between the Quincy Presidents and the North Quincy Red Raiders will take place. Thanks for tuning in to this edition of QATV Sports. My name is Jonathan Caleri, and I'm being joined by Jim Timmons. And Jim, it's hard to believe, but Thanksgiving's already here, and this football season flew by.
Yeah, it really did. We didn't get hit by the really cold weather we have in past years. It went kind of from warm to reasonable, and today's not a bad day, although it's going to be pretty windy here at Veterans Stadium.
Yeah, definitely, and it was rainy for almost the entire morning while we were setting up here, and maybe just about 15-20 minutes ago, the sun started to finally break through, and the rain should hold off for the rest of the game, but like you said, the wind might be the only factor.
Yeah, the wind will be a factor today. It's out of the northwest, though, and the way the stadium sets up, that's the most protected end, so hopefully it won't be a significant factor. It's not going to be quite like the Patriots-Cowboys game of the past weekend where the rain and wind was a major factor. But looking at the two teams, Quincy's focused on its running game this year, so they seem better prepared for today's conditions in terms of how they played this season. Hopefully, North won't be, as I said, influenced by the wind. When you look at the flags off to our north, they're blowing directly across diagonally the field, and that's the end of the field. It's the highest. It's got the brick wall around it, so hopefully that wind's going to be a little broken up today for both passing games.
Well, speaking of Quincy High School, Jim, they won against Brookline High School just a couple weeks ago, and they were able to come into this game with a little bit of momentum on their side. They had a tough game against Weymouth 2 weeks ago, but that game against Brookline had a lot of points on the board and showed some promise here for this Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, they really did. Their running game came together tremendously, and that's what we're going to look at today. We'll focus today early on how Quincy's running game is flowing and how that attack seems to be working. As you said, big points on the board in their Brookline game, and be nice to see them replicate that today. I will say both coaches have done an excellent job this year keeping the boys fired up, keeping them working hard. We've seen big improvement in both teams over the course of the year. The boys have developed, even though the records haven't, but that's a terrific reflection on the coaches, and it makes today a more meaningful day.
We saw that, speaking of Quincy still, against their game against Braintree, the first game of the non-playoff schedule. Quincy was up 14-0 at the half, and unfortunately they couldn't hold on to the lead. A couple of plays just went Braintree's way in that game, but you showed that the resiliency of the Quincy High School Presidents coming in, knowing it was a non-playoff game, but really playing hard, and they showed that in all those games against Braintree and against Weymouth, and of course against Brookline as well.
Yeah, Coach Craig at North Quincy uses that word resilient to describe his team, and we've used it all year in regard to North Quincy. But you're right, the Quincy High football team showed that type of resilience as well, and that'll be a characteristic we'll see in the field today.
And speaking of North Quincy High School, they come into this game having played Hopkinton last. It was a very tough game, lost that game 14-7, but they also played Oliver Ames in the non-playoff schedule, and they were able to beat the Tigers of Oliver Ames. Really great game for that North Quincy High School team, and they're showing some resiliency as well coming into this game.
Yeah, on the non-playoff thing, the MIAA non-playoff schedule is interesting because you end up playing teams that are from leagues that you've never encountered, the teams you haven't encountered. So what happens for the coaching staff and the players is they have to learn how to react on the fly. That'll be a factor today, as both programs have had 3 weeks of playing teams that they haven't seen before and have had to make game day reactions and changes in how they're approaching things. So that'll probably be an element of today's game as well.
Yeah, certainly for North Quincy. They traveled to North Attleboro for one of those non-playoff games. And speaking, perfect example of teams you don't see, and they were at North Attleboro. So I don't know if North Quincy's ever played North Attleboro. So that must have been kind of tough for North Quincy to go down there. But back here for a familiar Veterans Memorial Stadium against a familiar Quincy Presidents team here today.
Yeah, and the field's in great condition. Even though it's been raining and everything, the all-turf surface is fine. We were watching North down this end of the field warm up, and no footwork issues at all. So as you mentioned earlier, the weather, the rain abated, so we don't expect that to be a factor. The wet surface, non-factor whatsoever. So we'll be looking at wind in the passing game today and expect both teams to hopefully run the ball well. It'll be interesting to see how North Quincy's running game shapes up.
North Quincy, Jim, has had several long drives this year. They had one drive that lasted about 12 minutes and ended in a touchdown. But they're really ball control. They're able to march down the field and really hold on to that ball. This year, they're looking for their 4th Thanksgiving Day victory in a row, and I'm sure they're going to be looking for that ball control to keep the ball out of the hands of the presidents here today.
Yes, on my way into the stadium this morning, I encountered a proud Quincy High grad who's now a superior officer in the Quincy Police Department. He met me out front. He said hello. And he said to me, I don't know that I can stomach another loss today. It's time for Quincy High to regain control of this series. So what's nice is the boys understand that, and certainly the community does, the sentiments in regard to today's game. There's a lot of pride surrounding this, even though the records aren't the best. One nice thing about the North and Quincy tradition is that notwithstanding what type of season you have, everyone has this game to look forward to. It helps the coaches and players stay focused all year, and they really come out today. Today's their Super Bowl, even though it's here at Veterans Stadium and not at Gillette.
And speaking of Veterans Memorial Stadium, Jim, it's a great venue here for football, especially after all the renovations. And if you're watching live at home, we encourage you to come on down and take a look here at the stadium and really get the first chance. And it's going to be the first time many people in the city of Quincy have seen the stadium after the renovations.
Yeah, and the other thing, we'll get some shots. It's a little harder to capture on TV of the big board that they're using here. It's really a terrific venue now. The Granite Telecommunications Company brought professional lacrosse here, and when they did so, they upgraded the stadium significantly, and it's really terrific. When we have our camera shots across the field to the visiting North Quincy side, those bleachers will probably be virtually empty because most people are going to be sitting over on this side. And they're plastic chair back seats, very comfortable, and we're going to look forward to that. And for some people, their first experience here at Veterans Stadium.
All right, we're going to get ready to bring in our first guest here today, and I think it's going to be the superintendent, Richard DeChristofaro, who is making his way over here. And I know this is a proud day for the superintendent as both schools get featured. It's not just the football players, but it's the football players, the cheerleaders, the band, and we'll talk about that right now with the superintendent as he gets ready to join us here.
You just got quite a build-up, Dr. DeChristofaro, so you're going to live up to your marquee value here.
Get in the middle of
Yeah, sure. Come on in the middle.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
We were just saying how this game is really a standout for the Quincy Public Schools, not just the football team. There's the cheerleaders, the band, all the other student athletes, and everyone that's here at the stadium.
You're absolutely right. And every year it's the same thing in a sense of the weather changes. The weather looks like it's going to be pretty good, which is a good thing. But when you look around, it's a feature day for the Quincy Public Schools in so many ways, whether it's our student athletes, our cheerleaders, our bus drivers, an incredible band that has improved so much over the years, and I thank Mayor Koch a lot for that, the band boosters for that, just a lot of wonderful people, the teachers. So you're surrounded by Quincy Public Schools, and I think as you look around, you can do nothing but be incredibly proud, not only of our school system, but of our city right now and where it is. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And the band and the cheers will take center stage at halftime, so it's nice to see that. And I know a lot of people are very impressed with the band out there in full marching gear, doing full routine, and it's really good to see them out in between the halftime.
Yeah, I mean, they look professional, and their marching is unbelievable. But I think more than anything, it's like a family. They get along so great. They put so much time into it that people really don't understand how much time it takes to do what they do on a regular basis now. And you'll see them in the parade, and they'll be spectacular. They're great kids.
And that hard work seems to be a theme with the Quincy Public Schools, as always, and whether it's on the field or in the classroom, a lot of students are doing so many different things here in the city.
Yeah, the opportunities are absolutely incredible, whether it's the weekends, or beyond the bell as we talk after school. These kids are with us many times until 6 o'clock at night, and that's at the high school level all the way down to the kindergarten, K-2. So the opportunities, it really is so much about opportunities. And you're right, not just in the classroom. That's what we're about, but so many other things that create some well-rounded kids and citizens for the city of Quincy in the future.
And you have to work with a number of businesses as well to get that real-world experience, especially at the high school level, going out and doing a lot of different things that they might not get that opportunity in the classroom.
That's right, and a great example is Quincy Cable and what you have done, along with others, that you just understand that this is not just about the schools. It's about the city of Quincy and the community and how we can get our kids ready for that next level. And I think you're a great example of that, by the way, and I thank you very, very much for that. But Quincy Cable, but we have just about 100 business partners that contribute in so many ways, and those internships are incredible for kids. They absolutely, they work hard at it, but they have some great mentors, so thank you.
Yeah, one of the things we were talking about before we brought you over is the word resilience.
Yes.
And how we've seen that this year in both programs, and it's a terrific character trait for kids to learn at this level, and we're going to see that today, I'm sure.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And these kids, you know, they work hard since July, late July, and they stick with it. So sometimes we talk about kids, oh, the kids. These student athletes are unbelievable in the classroom, outside the classroom, and what you'll see today, and you're right, Jim, what you'll see today is resilience. What you'll see is the rigor that they have in the classroom is reflected on this field today.
Yeah, and I do like the 2AD approach, the fact that the athletics is being all the more integrated into the schools and the school experience. I think, as you're saying, we're seeing that filter up now. I know that the numbers in the programs are increasing.
Yes.
Sophomore and junior class in both programs. There are some great seniors going to be out here today, but a lot of promise coming up behind them. So it's great to see how the athletic experience is bringing together the whole high school experience.
Yeah, and you're right, and you've been for that for a very long time. The two athletic director approach.
Yes,
you know?
yeah.
You have,
Right,
and I thank you.
yeah.
No, you have,
Okay.
and I also say that it creates opportunity, but the connections that our athletic directors have every day with our student athletes and so many other students is spectacular, and that just creates another adult that's in that school in North Quincy or Quincy High School that kids can go to talk to, and that's also incredibly important.
And John mentioned the band. The band numbers are terrific. We've seen the band progressively increase. There's always been hard work in the music department.
Yep.
Starts at the elementary level. The kids have that experience all the way up through, and now they're here today as part of the whole Thanksgiving Day experience. So the cheerleaders, the band, and the athletes all tie together. It's terrific, the number of kids out today.
It really is. And then to the improvements in the stadium, you know, credit Mayor Koch and credit the Cannons, you know, and also our park department and, you know, our public buildings department for the work that they've done here has been unbelievable. And it really has been 3 or 4 steps up. You know, you'll notice that in the press box, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Maybe
warmer,
a little warmer,
I'll say
yeah.
that much.
And good for you.
Yeah,
Finally, a perk. All right.
yeah, there you go. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, we want to thank you for coming in,
You
taking
got
some
it.
time and joining us on this Thanksgiving. We
All
hope
right.
you have a good Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you. Thank
Same
you
to
for
you.
everything.
Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
Jim.
Jay,
Always,
say
buddy.
hello at home,
Always.
please.
You
All
too.
right?
You
All right.
too.
We'll
All right.
see
Take
ya.
care. Bye-bye.
All right. It's really a delight to talk with the superintendent. He's so positive, and it's really been a trickle-down effect in the case of his hard work and what we see today.
Certainly. And speaking of hard work, we know hard work. We had Quincy High School Principal Larry Tagliari. Thanks for joining us here.
Thanks, John.
Great
Thanks,
to
Jim.
see you today.
Happy
Good
Thanksgiving.
morning. Yeah, to you as well. You've
s-
done a great job this year. I might just say, one of the things that we've talked about at all the games is that we see you patrolling the sidelines. You've been terrific about being present for the kids all year, not just here.
Oh, thank you.
You know, not just in the hallways, but outside. We've seen it here at the football field. I know we'll see it at other venues. So you're
Well,
doing
they're great
work.
kids. The football team in particular, just a fun group of kids to watch. They're good students, and I'm glad and lucky and fortunate that they're wearing the blue and white and representing our staff, our school, and our community. They're just terrific. So hopefully we get a good go at it today. The weather broke, and boy, this place is just absolutely beautiful
Yeah,
setting
it
now.
is. It
all
certainly
that
is.
stuff, yeah.
Well, Jim said patrolling the sideline. You're familiar with that, whether it's from playing or coaching. You're used to going up and down the sideline and getting a feel.
Those
for
days
that.
are over. Those days are over. We have a great staff now that takes care of all that. But I definitely get into it. I really appreciate what goes into being a student athlete and what these kids sacrifice and do to do well in the classroom and to perform in the field. So a lot of fun.
Speaking about the staff of the football team and led by Coach Kevin Carey and all the work they do with the athletes.
Yeah, it's constant. I mean, they're always watching film. They're always working to prepare them for their games. But again, that school piece is a big part. And the kids and the senior leadership on this team has been terrific. So I'm real proud. Real proud.
Yeah, one of the things we were just talking about with the superintendent is the fact that the kids bring together the whole school community. Notwithstanding the record today, there's still a lot of excitement coming into this. And the band, terrific. There's a lot of kids out here. The cheerleading squad for Quincy's a large, vibrant group of girls. And actually, and there's a gentleman on the squad too, I noticed. Yeah. You guys
we have a
full
co-ed
cheering
team.
squad,
Yeah, we do.
It's like
We
a
do.
collegiate cheering squad. It's not gender specific. So
Oh
it's
no, absolutely.
great stuff. Yeah,
And you're absolutely right. The band has absolutely just grown exponentially over the years. Just remarkable. So really look sharp. Well supported by the Mayor Koch. You'll see them. They're going to look sharp today. They'll look real sharp.
Yeah, they do look good. It'll be
Yeah.
nice to have them out on the field. So, yeah, well, delighted to have you come by. We thank you and hope you enjoy.
And a special
Thanksgiving.
shout out to QATV, with the co-op and internship stuff that you're doing with our students. It's a terrific thing. So thank you for your support and all the coverage
Thanks very much. We appreciate it.
Okay.
Have a good Thanksgiving.
too.
We'll see you later.
All right, we're going to continue with our principals here as we bring in the principal of North Quincy High School, Rob Shaw.
How you doing?
Happy Thanksgiving. How are you doing?
Doing well, thanks.
Good. We've been talking about all the hard work here between both teams. We were just talking about that with Principal Tagliari. I know the Red Rays have been working hard all season long on the field, in the classroom, everything that they've been doing.
They sure have been. They've got certainly a lot of energy. Numbers are up, as you can see behind me, which is great to see. And I think there's just a lot of positive energy, positive spirit. A couple of, 3 wins in a row here the last few years. Combined with those numbers being up, I think you're seeing a program on the ascendancy here.
Talk about Coach Craig, and I think he has a lot to do with the numbers coming up and the enthusiasm he shows, and having been a player at North Quincy himself.
Sure, he's obviously a product of the school, product of this program and team. He's regenerated a lot of interest, I think, and as he came out of sort of the youth football program here in the city, which kind of makes him sort of plugged in and generates interest sort of in younger kids as they come up. Brought in a coaching staff also that have deep roots in the school and in the community, generates more interest. He's got kids at the school, so he's a parent involved in the school that way too, and just all around kind of just more of the family, everybody, community together kind of thing here.
Certainly.
Yeah, what's interesting is you noted he came out of the program. He was an accomplished player himself, and you can tell the way he deals with the kids on the sidelines. He's very positive. He's got the same energy that his predecessor, Coach Nutley, used to bring.
Yep.
But Coach Craig is very positive. You can see the work in the boys as they develop over the course of the season. We saw that last year. We're seeing it again this year because it's a young team. But he has done an excellent job. And then we've been really impressed by your AD, JJ Niamke. He's doing a great job. I'm
JJ
sure you have to
is.
sit on him all day, but he does great work. He's a wonderful
He
young
has
man.
a lot of energy, a lot of knowledge. I think that some days he's up here in the stands or on the sidelines and needs to hold back from giving his 2 cents to the coaches or wanting to be out there on the field and be a part of it. But he certainly has been a great addition.
Yeah, and then we were talking about a characteristic. It's something Coach Craig's part about his athletes, and perhaps you can speak to it as well. But resilience. It's one thing we've seen in the North Quincy team all year, and Coach Craig said he's trying to emphasize that, and I'm sure you've observed it in the kids as well.
Absolutely. It's sort of a life skill that you can learn here in this context and apply in school, out of school, in life once you're gone. And it's a young team, so they're learning that early. They're getting grounded and rooted in that early, and it will serve them well.
Great.
All right, well, thank you for taking some time. We hope you have a good
Absolutely.
Thanksgiving and enjoy the game as
You
well.
got it. Thank you. Happy
Nice to see
Thanksgiving.
you.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, I think the teams are off the field. We're going to get one more last guest in, I believe, here, and it's
Councilor Dave McCarthy.
Councilor Dave
who's
McCarthy.
Never missed an opportunity
Happy
to
Thanksgiving.
address a microphone.
Oh, no.
So it was nice
Always
of you
in
to
the
stop by.
vicinity.
Yeah.
Always
That's
in the
great.
vicinity.
Yeah, very good. It's nice to see you, David.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Good morning.
And I know you always look forward to this game each year. It's always a great game for you, but also for the city to come out here and support both teams.
Yeah, John. And the rivalry is great. The atmosphere is great. It's great to see everybody down here. People come out of the woodwork, and they're going to get a lot of people are going to get their first look at the new jumbotron and the whole the stairs and everything that Mayor Koch has done with Bob Hale and the Cannons and the city. It's wonderful.
Yeah, it's certainly a nice atmosphere to come out here and a great venue to see things now. And whether it's for soccer or lacrosse, all the different things are going to be happening. People should definitely come out and take a look if they haven't yet.
Yeah, it's a great facility and a great day.
Yeah, and the band is very impressive. I know the band has played a big role in the McCarthy household. Well, that group of students is out here today as well, and very impressive. Big numbers and good group. They look very professional.
Yeah, Mr. DeMarco and, of course, Mr. Keneally, who just retired. They did a great job, and we were kind of pecking at that for the last several years. The band booster group that's over here to my right has really blossomed, and it's great, Jim. It's great to see them in the parade. I mean, they're one of the contenders now. They're a contender.
Well, speaking of contenders, congratulations your recent re-election down in Ward 1. Ward 1 is a very discerning political
Yes, yes.
location.
It's a very spirited group down there.
Oh, yeah, they know how to engage in political imbroglios, correct?
Yes, political imbroglio.
So congratulations on that.
Thank you very much.
I know you're going to be part of the new council that's shaping up. I don't know how that looks. We won't talk too much about politics, but I know you were hoping to be part of the whole leadership of that group, and it should be interesting, the new dynamics that come into play starting in January.
Yeah, there's so much going on, all good, positive stuff. You know, the mayor's got the city rolling in the right direction, and Ward 1 it's a vibrant group down there, all the way from Quincy Center all the way down to the end of the neck. So it keeps me busy. It keeps me very busy.
Good job. You're good at it.
Thank you.
That's great.
Well, the band's getting ready to play the national anthem, so we want to thank you for coming on, Dave.
Thank
and,
you, John.
have a
Happy
good game.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to
Jim,
you as well.
pleasure. Thank you.
All right. Happy Thanksgiving.
All right, Jim. Well, any last thoughts before we head up to the booth and before the band takes center stage?
No, we're looking forward to, we'll lay out some more particulars on individuals. When we get up to the booth, we'll talk some of the names, but looking forward to a great day today.
All right, well, Jim and I are going to take a quick break and head up to the booth, and we hope you stay tuned for live coverage of the 86th annual Thanksgiving Day football game between the Quincy Presidents and the North Quincy Road Raiders. We'll be right back in just a moment. That's it.
Okay, my head.
Please welcome King Michael Levine and Queen Ashley Caldwell. How about a nice round of applause for the homecoming king and queens from both schools? Perfect job. Cover up now. please welcome onto the field the Red Raiders of North Quincy High School, led by their head coach, Ryan Craig.
Well, we just saw the homecoming kings and queens come onto the field for both schools. And North Quincy just came onto the field as well. Real quick, we want to announce the homecoming kings and queens. For Quincy High School, the king was Michael O'Connor and the queen was Megan Beck. And for North Quincy, the king, Michael Levine, and the queen was Ashley Caldwell. Just waiting for the presidents to get ready to come out and take on to the field. And we'll be getting ready underway here for the 87th annual Thanksgiving Day football matchup. I want to thank you for tuning in to QATV's live coverage of Thanksgiving football here in the city of Quincy.
It's interesting, John. Folks can hear in the audio one of our field mics picking up the wind out there. It is a brisk day wind-wise. And we have a nice shot. You can see the band off to the right. Looking forward to their performing today. Big numbers, as you can see.
We should mention this is the third football game between Quincy and North Quincy this week. The freshmen and the JV played last Saturday. The Quincy freshmen won 16-8. J.C. Ham caught the game-winning touchdown pass with under a minute left to win it. And North Quincy, the JVs won for North Quincy 22-6. Charlie Clifford had a touchdown reception, interception, and a fumble recovery as well. I want to thank Martin Dunham for providing that information for us here to report that to everyone here in the city as well. You can see the presidents in the tunnel getting ready to come out.
There's just an article in the Quincy Sun about Charlie's grandfather.
The presidents of Quincy High School, led by head coach Kevin Keary.
All right, well, the presidents have taken the field, and we're going to take one more quick final timeout and come back with kickoff here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, again, for 87th annual Thanksgiving Day football matchup. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Veterans Memorial Stadium, again, for the 87th annual Thanksgiving Day football game between the Quincy Presidents and the North Quincy Red Raiders. Thanks for tuning in to QATV's live coverage of this game. My name is Jonathan Caleri, and I'm being joined by Jim Timmons up here in the booth. The captains for both teams are getting ready to come out onto the field for the coin toss, and as they start to march out onto the field, we'll be just about underway here, and we're going to send it down to our referee so we can hear the introductions and the coin toss as well. So we'll send it down there now to the field.
All right, stay there. Stay there.
Andrew, this is Derek.
Okay.
Number 50, Jackson Zhao.
Ask him
And
if
number 54,
he wants his
Michael
seniors
Levine.
here.
We now welcome our honorary guest for today's game. Longtime Quincy High School principal, Mr. Lloyd Hill.
Only on 54, right? You call.
Mr. Hill
80
is
over
joined by
here.
his sons, Lloyd, Larry, and Rich, and his grandchildren, Lloyd, Christina, Laura, Caitlin, Brittany, Lawrence, and Bryce. Along with the superintendent, Dr. Richard DeCristofaro, and Deputy Superintendent Kevin Mulvey. Mr. Hill was an All-American football player at Brown University, graduated in 1951. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1974.
Come on in, come on in, come on in.
After graduating from Brown, he was drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers. He went on to serve as a first lieutenant with U.S. Army during the Korean War. Mr. Hill was an educator for 35 years in the Quincy Public Schools. He taught and coached football at North Quincy High School. He was then assistant principal at Sterling Junior High School before becoming principal of Quincy High School in 1978. In his 20 years as principal, Mr. Hill was a champion for his students and the families of Quincy, exemplifying the values of education, integrity, respect, and sportsmanship throughout his career. How about a round of applause for Mr. Lloyd Hill? And now the coin toss.
I'm going to take this away from you for a second, and I'm going to give you that coin. Gentlemen, you're going to be doing the calling because you're the visiting team? Yes, sir. You're the captain of this team? Okay. Has your coach told you what to do if you win? Yes, sir. Has he told you what to do if you lose? Yes, sir. So I don't have to tell you any preliminaries, okay? Okay. Mr. Hill's going to toss the coin in the air. When it's up in the air, you call it, pal, okay? Yes, sir. Anytime you're ready, Mr. Hill.
Tails.
Calls a tail, and it's a head. It's a head. Quincy won the toss. Okay? What would you like to do, young man?
Defer to the second half.
You're going to defer to the second half. Quincy won the toss. They're going to defer to the second half. You want the ball, right? Which goal do you want to
Quincy has
defend?
won the toss. They have deferred.
You want to defend that?
Defend the center.
Okay, so you're going to, why don't you come this way? Stay here. Stay here. Okay. You're receiving. I want you once again to shake hands and go and see Mr. Hill and congratulate him, okay?
So as you heard there, Quincy won the toss and elected to defer their option to the second half. So North Quincy will receive the ball and defend the south end zone. Quincy will be kicking away, defending the north end zone. And it was a nice tribute there, Jim, to Mr. Lloyd Hill. You can see on the screen, longtime principal of Quincy High School. Principal was when I was at Quincy High School was Mr. Hill. And nice honor of him, and it was the honorary coin toss there as well.
Yeah, and standing behind him is his son Lloyd, who was a terrific athlete in his own right. It's a really wonderful family, the Hill family. They're Milton folks. The taller gentleman with a beard heading off screen to the right is Rich Hill, who pitched for the Red Sox. He was on the Dodgers roster this year. He's the youngest of, I believe it's 5 Hill children, all of whom were accomplished athletes and led by their dad, who, as they announced earlier, was an All-American football player. He played football with Joe Paterno at Brown University in 1951, and graduating in 51, and quite a man. Had a very storied career here in Quincy.
All right, we're now going to pause for a moment of silence led by the North Quincy ROTC.
Thank you. And now, the playing of our national anthem by the combined North Quincy and Quincy band under the direction of Matthew Kavanaugh and Michael DeMarco.
Well, great job there by the combined Quincy North, Quincy marching band playing our national anthem. And Jim, at the very end of the national anthem there, you can probably hear the wind blowing into our microphones down on the field. And you can also see the American flag and the City of Quincy flag standing straight out because of the wind there as well. So we might be in for a nice windy day here as we expected.
Yeah, we were talking during the pregame about the fact that Quincy High's been run-focused all year. So they perhaps will have an edge coming into today's weather conditions. Their offense is attuned to primarily running. North threw the ball a little more. We'll see how they adapt to the conditions, John.
We should mention, as you see there, temperature 43 degrees, windy, and a 15-mile-per-hour wind, probably gusts more than that as well. We should also mention the captains for both teams that were out on the field. Number 16, Shane Murphy. Number 33, Michael Cugini. Number 59, Thomas Lee. Number 80, Derek Little for the Presidents. And for North Quincy, number 13, Andrew Gott. Number 50, Jackson Zhao. And number 54, Mike Levine. Referee tonight, for this morning for the game is Angelo Scasia, certainly familiar to Veterans Memorial Stadium and does a lot of games for the Presidents and North Quincy. And we saw him several times this year as well here at the stadium, so a familiar face in the white hat here today.
Yeah, Angelo, as we heard during the pregame, a veteran. He really knows what he's doing out there. He takes charge of everything and did a terrific job. He'll be succeeding John Magnarelli. Little quick kick here.
All right, it's kicked away by Quincy, and it is going to be a touchback there for the Presidents. And as you said, Jim, it was a little quick kick there. Drew Peretti kicked it away quickly as Quincy broke the huddle.
Yeah, Quincy was ready at the coin toss. They won the toss. They wanted to kick off, so you can tell that their strategy is to force North with the pregame jitters and the excitement and everything to have the North offense come out and see what they can do. And the Quincy defense is going to look to come up with an early stop here. We're going to start talking about particular individual players right now, as this goes on. But we're going to focus primarily on the line play starting out.
All right, North will take over on their own 25-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Raiders as we get ready for the first play here. First play is going to be a handoff over to the right side. Looks like it was Liam Hines on the carry, and Hines will get a gain of maybe 2 on the play.
Yeah, nice job by Hines of running up inside. That's what North Quincy's going to try to do. They'll try to run the ball inside to start, and then they'll test the perimeter of the Quincy defense. We saw that this year with North. Hines has got speed. He's been injured a bit this year, John. He's had some issues with his legs mid-season and on, so we'll see how that affects him today.
2nd down and 8 now for the Raiders. Just underway here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Hines again with a carry over to the right side, crosses the 30 and falls forward to about the 31-yard line.
Going to be a 3rd down and about 4 there. Hines running, and see, there he goes. He's getting up gimpy and heading off. You see number 11. He's had issues, and it's disappointing to see that early on there may be a problem with Liam being on the field today. He's been a huge factor for the Red Raiders all season, and an injury to Liam Hines will be huge in today's game.
So it brings up now a 3rd and 4 for the Red Raiders. Ball at their own 31-yard line. Quarterback Cooper Hansen hands it off to Tyler Lee, number 5, over the right side. Lee has the 1st down and more. Nice job there by Tyler Lee to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. He gets brought down at about the 40-yard line.
Yeah, if you watch this replay, we thought we had a replay, but we don't. That'll come together as things go on. But North's been running primarily right-handed coming out of the box. They've been running behind Harry Gaudiano, a sophomore guard, and then also on the outside there, they've had Declan Geary at tight end. So they've been running right-handed. Now they're trying the left side.
Lee over to the left side, breaks through the hole, across the 50-yard line into President's territory, and finally gets brought down at the Quincy 48-yard line. Was brought down by number 44, Matt Kelly.
All right, watch this replay. This time they go left. Nice little hole, and Lee explodes through it. Does a terrific job of hitting the hole. Tidal Lee, a junior, Not a big body. He's 5'11", 165, but doing a terrific job of hitting the hole aggressively.
1st and 10 now for the Raiders to the Quincy 48-yard line. And Quincy jumps off sides. We'll see if they were drawn or not. And it's offsides.
Yeah, that was just a terrific job on a hard count by sophomore Cooper Hansen.
5-yard penalty, still first down.
So this is what the Red Raiders wanted to see coming out of the box, and not what Coach Carey and the Presidents were planning on, John. I think they were hopeful and expecting a stop by their defense, and thus far, North pushing the ball downfield in a sustained drive here.
1st and 5, and a big play there by number 42 for the Presidents, Bobby Janing, coming up and making a tackle in the backfield. Great job there by Janing. He broke through the line and brings down the ball carrier.
Yeah, Janing keying on the running back there, did a terrific job, as you said. Bobby is a junior, and he just exploded through the line there. Focused on Lee and made the stop. So recall the first down penalty. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 7 for the Red Raiders.
2-yard loss there on the tackle by Janig. As you said, Jim, will bring up now a 2nd down and 7 for the Red Raiders. 8:45 left to go here in the first quarter. Quarterback Cooper Hansen, North Quincy, ball gets away from him, and Tyler Lee jumps on it. No, ball is still loose. Looks like Quincy might have it. They think they do. We'll wait for the final word. Officials are trying to unload everyone, and Quincy comes up with the ball, and it is Quincy first down at midfield.
Yeah, senior captain Mike Cugini on the recovery there. Big turnover for the Presidents. Great job by the President defense. And there's that first sign, or the first sign of that word resilience we talked about earlier, John. A terrific job by the Presidents of stepping up here after some successful running by the Red Raider offense. The President defense stiffened. That was an error on the snap, but alert recovery by Cugini. And here go the Presidents, 1st and 10 at the 50.
All right, number 19 for the President's quarterback. And the pass is intercepted by Liam Hines. Drew Beretti went back to pass, and Liam Hines dove for the ball. As we see here in the replay, Jim, a great job there by Liam Hines to get it right back for the Red Raiders.
Number 11.
What happened there, the quarterback was focused on number 5 for the Red Raiders. You can see the cover man there. He did not see number 11, Liam Hines, who was playing a safety position. We hear about cover 1, cover 2. Well, Hines was one of the loose guys there, and he came from the quarterback's right to his left. Was not in the field of vision when the quarterback threw the ball, and Hines cut in, made a terrific interception. And they're going to stick with Lee in the backfield, John. Looks like Hines got up a little gimpy, but certainly made the play there.
All right, so North Quincy takes over. Ball comes loose again. And Quincy recovers. Wow, 3 turnovers on 3 consecutive plays. And we'll take a look at the replay here and see on the fumble.
And this one is recovered by 42, Bobby Janig. He's being credited at least early on. But this is another self-inflicted turnover by the Red Raiders. On consecutive possessions, the Red Raiders turn over the ball. And so Quincy High School is they're moving down the field while their defense is out there. It's going to be 1st and 10 Quincy at the 35-yard line.
8:22 left to go here in the first quarter, and we've seen 3 consecutive turnovers here. And now Quincy will try to see if they can get the ball moving. Drew Beretti hands it off over to the left side, and again the ball comes loose and recovered by North Quincy. Wow, unbelievable.
First down and 10 for the Red Raiders.
If you watch this replay, it's another North turnover here. This time they're forcing one. It's not self-imposed. And watch this hit. It's a helmet right on the football. A terrific job. Let me just see. I want to get the number. It's number Just keep that tape going on the replay. I think it's number 50 for the Red Raiders who got his hat right on the football, Jackson Zhao. So we're going to credit Jackson, who is a terrific senior captain, leader of this North Quincy team, with getting his helmet right on the football there, John. And in doing so, we have 4 possessions and 4 turnovers. Not what we expected coming out of the box here.
And certainly not on 4 consecutive plays. I hand off over to the right side to number 44. That's Matt Craig for the Red Raiders, and he gets pushed out of bounds at about the 45-yard line, 8-yard gain.
Yeah, a nice little safe toss sweep. Craig, number 44. Matt's only a sophomore, but he is seeing a lot of time that he has well earned. He's playing the linebacker position and a running back, so they've got him in the backfield now. They're going to give him a shot during this drive and see if the Red Raiders can't steady things. Get the ball down.
Second down and 2. Ball again comes loose, and it looks like Craig was able to recover it. The pitch from Cooper Hansen, and Craig is able to recover it at the 35-yard line. It'll be a loss of 10.
It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 12 for North Quincy.
Well, not sure what to say now, John. We've gone into the realm of the inexplicable here. We have 6 consecutive plays. I won't use the word possession because that connotes like 3 downs, but 6 consecutive plays with 5 turnovers. One of them recovered by the same team. So Red Raiders 3rd and 12, as you said.
Under 7 minutes to go now here in the game. Pass is complete to number 28, Thomas Murray, over to the right sideline, and looks like he's going to pick up the first down. He gets to the North Quincy 49-yard line, and that'll be enough to move the chains.
Yeah, very nicely designed play. If you watch the replay, there's a receiver at the top of the screen. He's going to clear out the top there, and the running back's going to get out into the flat. And you see there, when he catches the ball, there are no blue shirts around him. Watch this nice little block. A good job of blocking by Colm Geary out there to ensure the first down. So Red Raiders pick up a first down. They're at the 49-yard line.
And
I believe this is going to be Hansen again with the hard count. Yes.
5-yard penalty on the blue.
So Quincy jumps off sides, so they'll bring up now a 1st and 5.
Encroachment, 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
And the ball will move up now to the Quincy 46-yard line.
John, if I recall correctly, just a few game moments ago, we were in the same spot after a 5-yard penalty for encroachment, and then turnover silliness ensued. So let's see if the boys aren't calming down out there and we don't see some football here for the next few minutes.
All right, Murray goes in motion for the Red Raiders. He gets the ball, but he's going to be met immediately in the backfield and brought down. Looked like leading the charge for the Presidents was number 85, Clayton Corley.
Yeah, he was the first guy in, and then helping finish off the tackle, Thomas Lee, the senior captain, a big presence in this program here. He's an offensive lineman and a linebacker, number 59. He did a terrific job as well. So Quincy High with the stop, loss of 1. It's going to bring up a loss of 3. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 9.
A pass by Hansen over to the right side, finds Murray, and he's going to cross the first down marker and a couple of yards more, and they're going to mark him out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. First down, Red Raiders.
Well, if you watch this replay, take a look at the linebacker. Well, we didn't quite see it, but the linebackers for Quincy, the blue shirts, are right up behind the linemen trying to plug gaps. North has taken advantage of that by floating their running back out to the flat, and this is the second time when a white shirt has been out in the flat with the ball and no blue shirts around him. So North is trying to counter the Quincy aggression and get those take advantage of the linebackers being right up in the gaps. And they were trying again on the left side this time. They were floating out number 28, Tom Murray again, and that time Quincy did a nice job of adjusting. The outside linebacker was out on Murray, so they couldn't execute the play. The other factor, though, John, was that Hanson was throwing into that wind. We mentioned the wind is going to be coming from the left to the right, and you saw the wobble on the ball there, so that could have been a factor on that pass. That's a touch pass. It doesn't have as much zip on it, so it's more susceptible to the wind.
2nd down and 10 now for North Quincy. Ball at the 36-yard line of Quincy High School. Hanson pitches it over to number 44, Matt Craig, trying to get outside, but he cannot. Nice job there by Quincy High School. Number 5 coming up, Marion Robinson, to make the tackle.
Yeah, Quincy did a terrific job of stringing that play out. Marion Robinson, as you said, and also out there was number 21, Jared Walker, only a sophomore. A lot of sophomores on the field today. We don't normally see young guys early on in this game, but terrific job there by Quincy. I just mentioned, I mentioned the wrong name. 21 is Walker, Jared Walker, but in any event, he's back there as a safety, and he did a terrific job.
3rd and 2 now, play action fake. Hanson looking over to the right side, and it is incomplete. He was looking for Colm Gary, but it was nice defense down the field by Quincy High School's 44, Matt Kelly.
Yeah, Kelly did a great job of playing that ball. The ball was delivered well by Hanson. It hit Gary in the hands. He did everything he could. He went after the ball, but that was just a very well-defended play by Kelly. Kelly waited, and when the ball hit the receiver's hands, he punched him out. He did a terrific job there. So that was just a well-executed play, unlike some of the prior action we've seen this quarter. All 3 athletes executed on that play.
Bring up now a 4th and 12 for the Raiders, and they're going to elect to punt the ball away. Thomas Murray was back deep. Ball goes over his head, and we'll see what he can do with it. He's going to try to still kick it away. He does get a kick away, and North Quincy is going to let it bounce, and it's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage, the 38-yard line, make it the 37.
I'll tell you what, a spectacular play by Murray. Most coaches would tell him to just get on the ball and cover it, lest he mishandle it and there'd be a fumble back there. But in that case, he did a terrific job. He fielded it well, notwithstanding the pressure. He got a punt away, and as you said, it's back to the original line of scrimmage, but that's a huge win for North Quincy here, given the bad snap. So the miscues continue, John, and at some point we have to see if the boys settle down here.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Presidents at their own 37-yard line. Beretti in the shotgun, hands it off over to the left. Isaiah Steinberg on the carry, and he's fighting his way forward across the 40 up to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, Steinberg has had a terrific year. That's just his second case. Isn't that just the second offensive play for Quincy High?
I think it's the 3rd. They had the 2 fumbles.
Okay. Well, I guess I mean the second where I think one of the fumbles was right on the snap, wasn't it? In any event, they have not had too many offensive plays. North's had a number, and the time of possession is going to really favor North Quincy in this quarter. But let's see what Quincy can do.
That was Quincy's first play that didn't result in a turnover, Jim.
There you go.
Looking at that. All right, Steinberg again on the carry over to the right side, and he's going to get up to about the 42-yard line.
Yeah, and on the play, a name we mentioned earlier, number 44, Matt Craig, and also in on the tackle, we saw number 17, Josh Jackson. Now again, Jackson a senior, Craig only a sophomore, another sophomore seeing a lot of time and really performing. In the backfield, the free safety back there, all by himself, number 11, Liam Hines. It's good to see him out there. Looks like they're just going to have him out there defensively for now. See what the situation is with his leg.
3rd and 5 now for the Presidents. Pitch to Steinberg over the right side, and he has some space. Gets a first down up to the 50-yard line, and we'll get up now to the North Quincy 49-yard line. Nice run there by Isaiah Steinberg.
Yeah, there was some terrific blocking on the edge. I don't know if we have a replay here, but the edge blocking for Quincy was terrific. Yeah, if you watch this replay, you're going to see that is number Is that number 12? He's the guy who did yeoman's work on the edge. Let me just...
I believe it might have been number 18, Devin Desmond, who was out there. Nonetheless, is a first down for the Presidents at the north 49-yard line. Steinberg again on the carry, trying to find some space onto the left side, and finally finds a hole, gets across the 45-yard line, finally brought down to the North Quincy 42.
Yeah, Steinberg is getting it going here now. Again, he was following blockers. He did a terrific job there, this time running inside the blockers. The play I was talking about earlier, he ran outside. He got some great edge blocking. So Quincy's offense settling down here. They're making some plays, and if their running game kicks up, as it looks like it's doing here, then we could finally see something happen offensively here for one of the two teams, because Quincy's moving the ball steadily here.
Second down and 3 for the Presidents. Steinberg again on the carry, finds some hole, gets across the 35-yard line up to the 30, and finally brought down at the North Quincy 28-yard line. Great run there by Steinberg. He found the seam and went right through it, and a big first down for the Presidents.
Yeah, nice job, and there's definitely a rhythm here to this. If you watch this replay, this time you're going to see him again going inside the tackle, but to his right. So he's going to cut inside the block, and terrific job. Nicely done, well executed.
So under a minute to go here now in the first quarter, and it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Presidents at the North Quincy 28-yard line. Quarterback Drew Beretti, number 19 for the Presidents, under center, and whistle blows just before, and it looks like Quincy called a timeout.
Looks like one of the officials dropped a phone or something. I don't quite know what that's about. Oh.
Oh, so there's a...
I think it's a play card.
So there was a 5-yard penalty against Quincy. So moving back 5 yards to the 33-yard line.
I don't understand what's going on. One of the North Quincy coaches is out on the field. He went into the Quincy huddle and did not seem to be very welcomed there. I'm not sure what just happened. Now Coach Carey is trying to clarify with a referee what just occurred.
So I'm not too sure what just happened there, but again, you can see referee Scasia talking to head coach Kevin Carey.
I think what he did was he entertained a complaint by Carey, but told him he was not going to take any action, and that's a veteran official there. Again, I don't know what occurred, but it shouldn't have happened, whatever it was, and Scasia kind of shook it off and told them, let's play some football, which is what's going to happen now.
All right, Steinberg on the carry. We're back to action here. Big run space here there by Isaiah Steinberg. Gets it tackled at the North Quincy 13-yard line as time expires here in the first quarter.
Yeah, watch this replay and watch Steinberg just explode into this hole. So Steinberg getting his mojo going, and the Quincy offense is under sail on this windy day.
All right, so that is the end of the first quarter here as we continue the replay with Steinberg. And right here you can see him explode through that hole, and he's able to pick up a big gain there. It's going to be a 20-yard gain for the Presidents at the end of the first quarter, and it'll bring up a 1st and 10 from the North Quincy 13-yard line. So again, at the end of the first quarter of play here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, we are scoreless between North Quincy and Quincy. Want to remind all of our viewers, we encourage you to log on to Quincy Access TV's website at www.qatv.org to find out when Thanksgiving football will be replayed on QATV Channel 8. So again, log on to qatv.org for all that information.
I got to tell you, on that last play, John, 75, Kevin Ferrant, the senior offensive lineman for Quincy, he made a nice block right at the point of contact, and then when the hole opened up, he got downfield and hit a linebacker as well. Terrific blocking by Ferrant. Helped open that up for Isaiah Steinberg, who's looked terrific on this particular possession. Steinberg's been the slashing guy that has provided some excitement for the Quincy offense, and they've really kicked it up here on this possession, John, as we start the second quarter.
All right, so we first and 10 for the Presidents, and just as they were getting ready to go, they were going before the official was ready to get out into the field.
Yeah, Scotcher is still working things through with the coaches, and I think he's done an excellent job, assuming there's no further activity. He's done an excellent job of controlling things and calming things down.
All right, Steinberg with a carry over to the left side, cuts it back up the middle. He'll get inside the 10-yard line and brought down at about the 8.
Yeah, you see big number 75 getting up off the pile again for Ferrant. He's done an excellent job. And 74, another senior, Eric Mayo. These are two big guys, and they're really doing a terrific job for Quincy. Getting out and blocking. Go ahead, John.
Excuse me, yes, it's Jim. They mark him down at the 9-yard line. So it was a gain of 4 for Steinberg and brings up now a 2nd down and 6 for the Presidents. Beretti under center. Gives it to Steinberg again over to the left side. Nice tackle there. Looks like by number 50, Jackson Zhao for the Red Raiders to bring down Steinberg.
Yeah, Zhao and Craig, the talented linebackers for North Quincy, did a good job of reacting there. And this is another thing we've seen with North Quincy, the bend not break approach to their defense. They've been pretty effective in the red zone, John, during some of their non-playoff games. That was a trademark. I know against Hopkinton they came up with some big stops. So let's see if they can do so here.
They give Steinberg a gain of 1 on the last play. 3rd and 5 now from the 8-yard line. Steinberg again on the carry, and he is going to go nowhere. Gets back to the line of scrimmage before he is brought down. So bring up now a 4th and 5 for the Presidents.
I would say with the wind and where the ball is, this is going to be 4-down territory, and it looks like, let's see what they're doing. There's some personnel changes, but looks like they are going to go for it, John. Quincy bringing in Marion Robinson and also Devin Desmond. So
under 10 minutes to go now here in the second quarter. We're scoreless at the stadium. And looks like a timeout's been called by Quincy High School with 9:52 left to go here in the quarter. So Quincy High School did call a timeout again. 9:52 left to go. We'll bring up a 4th down and 5 from the North Quincy 8-yard line when we come back to action. Thanks for tuning in to this live coverage of QATV Sports and the 87th annual Thanksgiving Day football game. Again, we can encourage you to go on to qatv.org to find out when the game will be replayed this weekend and next week as well. We also encourage you to tune in for live coverage of the 67th annual Quincy Christmas Parade. That's going to be this Sunday, December 1st, and you can watch live coverage beginning at 1 p.m. on QATV Channel 8.
So a little shot of the north end zone where people traditionally queue up. You know, this is the first year we've covered the game live, actually. We've gone live with video as well. So we should also mention that tomorrow night, Friday evening, they're going to have quite the tree lighting ceremony and lighting up the green at the Hancock Adams Common.
All right, 4th down. Beretti looking to pass into the end zone, and it is... Let's see, no signal yet from the official. The flag is thrown. He was looking for Derek Little, one of the captains in the end zone, and I think they might be calling a offensive pass interference But we'll see what it looked like Little caught the ball, but no signal was made.
Yeah, the side judge is clearly signaling a offensive pass interference.
I have offensive pass interference here. 15-yard penalty.
He was quite certain about that call, the side judge. So let's see what happens.
Will be 4th down and 16.
So they're going to move the ball back to, let's see where they're moving it back to now.
It's a 15-yarder.
Yep, so they're moving it back now to the 18-yard line, excuse me, to the 24-yard line.
Correction, that'll be a 15-yard penalty. It'll be 4th down and 21.
So 4th and 21 now for the Presidents after that big offensive pass interference. So again, ball now back at the 24-yard line, 4th down for the Presidents. Brady back to pass. Looking again over to the right sideline for Little, and it is caught. Did he stay in bounds? He did. Touchdown, Presidents. Derek Little comes right back and gets the touchdown for Quincy High School, and they take a 6-0 lead with 9:38 left to go here in the quarter.
Yeah, they came right back with the exact same play, this time 15 yards longer, and watch this replay. Everything's the same except for the push-off. So Little, the ball's in the air now, and he's just playing the ball. Nicely done. Everything right along the sideline. And
Our extra point attempt is up, and it is good by Thomas Good. So Quincy comes down, and after a big penalty, they come back with a big touchdown. Drew Beretti finds Derek Little, and Quincy High School now has a 7-0 lead with 9:38 left to go here in the second quarter. You can see in the replay, Jim, that Little was able to get 1 foot down in the corner of the end zone there, and he only needed that 1 foot, but he got it down, and it was good. So a big play there by the Presidents, and they strike first here on Thanksgiving morning.
yeah, I give them credit, and it's interesting, John, we would have been talking as we were about resilience prior to the start of the game, because both teams, the real sloppy first quarter. North had appeared to step up defensively here when Quincy got in the red zone, so their defense showed some resilience there after slashing runs by Isaiah Steinberg. But the Quincy offense hung tough, came right back with the same play that they were not successful with, and ended up scoring. I'll tell you,
I'll say on the kickoff there by Drew Beretti, you could see the ball got hung up in the wind, and North Quincy was thinking it might go out of bounds, and they waited to the very last second. They touched the ball, and he got knocked out of bounds. So North catches a break there, Jim, and they're going to take over on their own 25-yard line.
Yeah, that was, I had used the word inexplicable in the first quarter. I was hoping to put that word away, but I'm not quite sure what went on there. That was a short kick. The wind wreaked havoc with it.
So North Quincy will take over on their own 25-yard line to begin this drive.
Yeah, there's 9:35 left, so North needs to put something together here. They had some success early on. Let's see if they can't replicate that and settle things down.
Cooper Hansen in the shotgun, trying to set something up, finds Tyler Lee, trying to set up a screen pass. And nice job there by the Presidents to read that, and coming over to make the play was number 59, one of the captains, Thomas Lee.
Yeah, the Presidents are all fired up now, John. They really are, both sides of the ball. The offense, nice sustained drive, recovery from a big penalty, scoring the touchdown. They really have got the blue shirts all fired up here, and the defense has hop in their step.
They give him a 2-yard gain on that last play.
Yeah, Thomas Lee, the senior, in on the stop there, did a terrific job of plugging a gap. We got a little bit of yapping going on out there now. The energy level is definitely, they've gone from nervous to highly energetic out there.
Ball now at the 29-yard line for the Red Raiders. Hanson looking to pass, fires a bullet, gets tipped, and it's intercepted by Devin Desmond, number 18. Looking for some space to run it back downfield, cuts across again, and we'll get tackled from behind by North Quincy's Andrew Gott. But Quincy High School comes up with a tip pass, and they are in business again inside the red zone.
Yeah, if you watch this replay, it's terrific defense. Number 21 for the Presidents was on the coverage. Actually, the ball was it was a little high, and the receiver was not able to bring it in. So on the tip by the offensive player, nice run back. And watch Gott come into the screen and make a terrific tackle. Andrew Gott reacting well, getting back downfield. And so the Presidents keep it up here, John. This time on the defensive side of the ball, they force a turnover. And here comes the fired-up President offense.
8:51 left to go. Quincy takes over on the 20-yard line is where they say Desmond was down. Steinberg on the carry for the Presidents, gets inside the 15 and brought down at about the 13-yard line.
Yeah, nice tackle there by Reen Bago, who goes both ways for the Red Raiders. Came over and made the stop from his defensive lineman position. So Steinberg continuing to rip off yardage. It's going to be a nice 6-yard gain for 2nd and 4.
Yeah, they mark him down at the 14. As you said now, Jim, 2nd down and 4 for the Presidents. Steinberg has 10 carries for 66 yards this morning so far. Beretti under center, hands off to Steinberg over the right side, finds some space, gets inside the 10-yard line, and he'll get up to about the 7, and it'll be enough for the first down.
To the 8-yard line. It'll be enough for a Quincy first down.
Well, Quincy firing on all cylinders right now, John. There's a lot of confidence and a little swagger there.
First down and goal.
Meanwhile, we look at the white shirts. There's a lot of hands on hips and everything, and Red Raiders a little deflated right now. They need to. Someone needs to come up with a play here for North Quincy. And on the other side of the ball, Quincy's going to look to wrap this thing up with number 6, I'm sure.
First and goal from the 7, Steinberg with the ball, and he'll get brought down at the 5-yard line, gain of 2.
Taken now at the 5-yard line. Number 44.
Yeah, Quincy's content to just continue banging and grinding here in this drive, John. They would love nothing more than to just keep giving the ball to number 6 and bang it into the end zone in that manner. They're at the 5, and their running game is definitely in high gear.
Coming up on 7 minutes left to go in this second quarter. Quincy on top 7-0, looking to add some more. And a timeout's been called by North Quincy.
Yeah, good timeout by the North Quincy coaching staff, because as you see the white shirts head to the sideline, there is very low energy there. They're a little tired. With the turnover, they had been on the field for a while there. The long drive by Quincy that resulted in the touchdown, followed up by a short possession by the Red Raiders. So the young men playing defense for North Quincy are a little tired right now, but also they're on their heels. So good timeout by North. Over here on the near side, you've got the Presidents all fired up, barely able to contain their zeal down there on the sidelines, John, as they wait to get back out. And it's a nice shot in the north end zone of all the folks milling about who are here at the stadium today.
Great crowd has come out. There was, some worry that with all the rain and whether it was going to hold off, but it stopped again about 15-20 minutes before game, actually about half an hour before game time, and it should hold off for the rest of the game here this afternoon, and great crowd has come out because of that as well. So if you're still watching at home, feel free to come on down and try to catch the second half, and I'm sure it's going to be a great second half as both teams are coming here to play.
Yeah, we were mentioning prior to the resumption of play a little earlier, on Friday evening, the Hancock Adams Common, they're going to be putting on the lights, and it's going to be quite something from 5 to 7 p.m. The youngsters out there will enjoy that.
All right, second goal from the 5. Steinberg with a carry over to the left side. Touchdown, Presidents. Isaiah Steinberg is able to go in and puts another 6 points on the board for the Presidents.
Yeah, if you watch this replay, Steinberg is virtually untouched. You see they've got a couple of pulling blockers here. Number 52, number 44, and number 12. I think I could have scored that touchdown, John. Mohammed Khan, Matt Kelly, and Trenton Souza just cleared the way there, doing a terrific job. And as talented as Mr. Steinberg is, he followed his guys into the end zone. So that kick just got swallowed up by the wind we spoke of earlier. So the point after is no good, but understandably so. And the Presidents put 6 more on the board and extend their lead to 13-0.
And a kick there by Billy Hibbard, one wide to the left. But as you said, nonetheless, 13-0. Quincy increases their lead with 6:52 left to go here in the second quarter.
You know, one little group that's down on the sidelines that never gets mentioned, the cheerleading squad. There's a big number for Quincy this year. Nice group, and the Quincy Sun did a good job. They got a group photo, and they've got the names of all the kids, and I would commend that to your attention, because these cheerleaders all season have been out there working hard and firing up crowds of various numbers. Today there happens to be a lot of folks to work with and the school band, so they're down there doing a nice job, and on both sidelines, the North Quincy side as well. Those cheerleaders we can't see, but they're out there working hard.
All right, Beretti kicks it deep for the Presidents, and again it will go into the end zone for a touchback. So another nice kick there by Drew Beretti, and North Quincy for the third time will start at their own 25-yard line.
Yeah, Beretti's been a terrific contributor all season. That ability to kick the football like that and take special teams off the board as a concern is really an asset in high school football. And he kicked the first one through the end zone, if you recall, when North Quincy ended up receiving the opening kick. Well, Beretti made sure that nothing was going to happen on that play. And here, kicking into the teeth of a strong wind, he did a nice job again. So good job by Beretti.
All right, quarterback Cooper Hansen leads the Red Raiders out to the line of scrimmage. Hansen takes a shotgun, looking to pass over the right side, and it's complete to number 88, Colm Gary, and a big catch there and a first down for the Red Raiders all the way up to the 48-yard line.
Yeah, great job by Gary and Hansen. And if you watch this replay, Gary very sure-handedly went up and got that ball. Watch this reception and watch the hit at the end. Devin Desmond came in, and he got a little dinged up on that hit. I hope he's okay, because it's a big factor for the Presidents.
1st and 10 from the 48 now for the Raiders. Handoff goes to number 5, Tyler Lee, and he's going to get into Quincy territory. We'll see if they mark him at the 49, and they do, up to the Quincy 49-yard line.
Well, we have about 6 minutes to go, so there's plenty of time here, and North Quincy showing good poise by mixing things up. They're not trying to get back into this game quickly or 1 or 2 plays. They're taking their time. They've got the wind at their back here, so the passing game is still a possible factor for them or asset for them, but they're mixing in some runs, and it's good to see they're keeping their poise here as they go on the attack. Yep. Another mental error.
And we're going to have should have a false start against North Quincy, and they were just a little late to blow the whistle, it looked like, but as you see there, it'll be a 5-yard penalty against the Red Raiders.
Well, it happened right in front of the referee, and as soon as it occurred, Angelo Scascia.
Start. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Angelo Scascia looked to his side judge, who's supposed to make that call, but perhaps the side judge was thinking where it happened right in front of the ref, he would just make the call. In any event, a little late whistle, but North gets penalized 5, back to their 46.
So 2nd down and 12 now for the Raiders. Hanson looking to pass, being pressured, and it's complete over the middle to Thomas Murray. Murray gets up to the 40-yard line where he is going to be knocked out of bounds, but it'll be enough for the Red Raider first down.
Nice job here. If you watch the replay, something we talked about earlier. North is taking a bit of advantage. The aggressive linebackers of Quincy are up plugging gaps and pretty much playing the run. As soon as Murray got behind the linebackers, the ball was delivered and made a nice little run after the catch. It's out of bounds at about the 40, so Red Raiders continuing to move down the field.
Tyler Lee gets the pitch, and he's got hit back on the scrimmage and brought down. Great play there by number 81, Devontae Williams for the Presidents.
Yeah, watch the replay and watch Devontae Williams and his penetration here. He just reads, he sheds the block, gets outside. That's great edge play by the Presidents, not giving up the edge. So
it'll be a 5-yard loss, and bring up now a 2nd down and 15.
Just got a report from the truck that we have some rain showers heading.
Yeah, we can actually see the rain starting to come down here now at the stadium, and some people are starting to take a little bit of cover, including the band. Ball comes loose behind the line of scrimmage, and Hanson's able to jump on it, but it's going to be another big loss. It's going to be back into North Quincy territory up to the North 49-yard line, make it the 48.
I don't know that I ever recall a game with this many execution issues, John. You recall the 6 plays and 5 turnovers in the first quarter, and things just continue to go on that you'd think the last game of the year we wouldn't be seeing. So that was a regrettable mishandling of a snap, and now it's 3rd and an awfully long way to go here for the Red Raiders, who had a nice drive going, but they're stalling out.
Cooper Hanson looking to pass, rolling out, gets hits as he throws, and it goes incomplete. Devontae Williams was the man chasing him from behind. We'll bring up now a 4th and long for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, Williams doing a great job there. He stayed after Hanson. Now let's see what the Red Raiders do.
See, it's 4th and 22, and the ball is back at the North 48-yard line.
Yeah, they're going to punt it away. Well, they have the wind at their back. We'll see if the kicking game and field position can't do something for North here with 3:20 to go, and let's see what the Presidents do and how they react to this.
All right, Murray gets a great kick away, and let's see, it's going to stop and roll into the end zone. Just took too much of a roll there. It was a nice kick by Thomas Murray. Got a little bit of a running start going to his right, kicked it, and just rolled into the end zone. Otherwise, Quincy would have been pinned deep back into their own territory, but it'll be a touchback for the Presidents.
Well, that's a happy dilemma, particularly in high school when your punter outkicks the coverage. So Quincy's going to start with about 3 minutes and change at their own 20. And the way their offense has worked so far, might be tough to get 80 yards in 3 minutes, but we'll see. They were taking their time on that last drive, John, really running the clock down, and we'll see what happens here.
1st and 10 for the Presidents at their own 20, 3:13 left to go in the second quarter. Handoff goes to Steinberg. He's going to get met in the backfield and brought down there by number 41, Mike Gordon. Nice job there by Gordon for the Red Raiders.
Good stop. You wonder if North might look at taking a timeout here. They have timeouts left, and given the wind conditions, if North comes up with a stop, you know, they could get some decent field position for one final shot here before the half, but looks like they're going to be content to let the clock run. We'll see what happens here on this play.
3-yard loss by the Presidents, so bring up now a 2nd down and 13, ball at their own 17-yard line. Coming up on 2.5 minutes to go now. Steinberg right up the middle, and he'll get to the 20-yard line, back to the original line of scrimmage.
Michael Gordon in on the tackle for the Red Raiders.
Mike Gordon again in on the tackle for North Quincy.
Clock's still running, so it looks like North will be content to just let this one run out here. It's going to be 3rd down, 10 for the Presidents. They're letting the clock run as well, so see what happens. North's going to get it. They're going to get the ball, or a shot at least, at forcing, if they can force a punt here, come up with a stop.
All right, Beretti under center for the Presidents. Again, 3rd and 10. He's going to give it to Steinberg. Steinberg trying to find some space over the right side. He's going to get a gain of 1, maybe 2. We'll see where they mark the ball down. Looks like they're going to put him down at the 21-yard line.
Mike Levine was in the backfield there at the handoff, and a little bothered that he was not able to make the tackle. But now North's calling a timeout here, so they are stopping the clock for the punt. How many timeouts do they have left, John? That might have been. Oh, they called one earlier.
That was their second, so they have 1 remaining.
Yeah, that was the issue, I guess. Coach Craig didn't have timeouts to call necessarily, so understood. He's calling it now, and the North offense will get the ball with a minute 20. We'll see what happens with this punt. It's going to be interesting, John.
27 seconds to halftime.
So it'll be 4th and 9 for the Presidents, and as you said, Jim, 1 minute and 27 seconds left to go here in the quarter. I want to thank everyone for watching this live coverage of QATV Sports of the 87th Annual Thanksgiving Day Football Game. For replay information, we encourage you to log on to QATV's website at qatv.org. Game will be replayed several times today, Thanksgiving Day, and throughout the weekend as well. So for the full schedule, qatv.org.
Tyler Lee is back at the North 40. We'll see where he gets the ball. This punt is going to go out of bounds about the Quincy 40.
And it looked like it might have gone off the side of the foot of Devin Desmond, who was kicking it away. And it is the 40-yard line. Well, North Quincy will take over.
Well, in fairness to Devin, he had no chance there with the wind, the swirling wind today. It was a kind of a missed kick, but nonetheless, he got it out of bounds, no return. And so North Quincy is going to get the ball at the 40. With Hanson and his capabilities and the wind at their back, they have a shot to get down the field here, and I'm sure they're going to give it a shot. We're going to look at number 88, Mr. Geary there, who's the guy they've been looking to. They have Geary lined up in the slot, and they have Hines outside of him. So we'll see if Hanson looks to his right, and he does.
Hanson looking for Geary, and he just overthrows him. Was looking for him at the 25-yard line, but they cannot connect.
Pass is incomplete. Intended for number 88, Colm Geary.
Quincy had the coverage over there. That play was well covered. Their linebackers are easing off the throttle a bit, and
2nd down and 10.
They're playing a bit further back here in anticipation of the pass.
2nd down and 10 now for the Raiders at the Quincy 40-yard line. Hanson back to pass, and he's going to get sacked and brought down at midfield. Devontae Williams coming up to make the big play.
Well, Williams, who's also playing to the crowd after some of his plays, is really, Skasha saw that one. Devontae's been sharing his exuberance after his successful plays the last several times, and that time he overdid it a bit. Skasha threw a flag, and let's see what happens. They're marching it off.
It doesn't matter. This is a... unsportsmanlike conduct here.
So it came after the play, and they're going to make it a 15-yard penalty and bring it up to the 33-yard line.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Youthful exuberance. But the young man's going to learn and hopefully not replicate. We'll see if North can take advantage here.
So it brings up a 3rd and 3 now. And pass goes incomplete. Was being pressured there by number 85, Clayton Corley, but it goes incomplete.
Intended for number 28, Thomas Murray.
Yeah, Murray was out there in the flat. That play's been there the whole first half for North because of the way the Quincy linebackers are playing. They've been uptight inside. They've been really coming after Hanson. So the play's there. Hanson knows that. Got rid of it a little quickly there. What's happened? Looks like Quincy maybe. No, North taking it.
North's going to call their final timeout with 53 seconds left to go here. It is 4th down and 3, and the ball is at the Quincy High School 33-yard line.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Craig is looking to settle the boys down. There's pressure from the linebackers coming up the inside, John, and that's forcing Hanson's hand. But what it's also doing is open up the flats, and they've had guys out there who are open. I think Craig's trying to calm down Hanson a bit. You sometimes forget these are young guys. Hanson's only a sophomore. He's played terrifically all year, and so I'm sure that Coach Craig's trying to slow things down a bit for the guys, let them know that play's there, and see if they can't convert on this big 4th down. They have time to get downfield here, and they do have a kicker as well, so even if they put some points on the board, it'd be nice to go into the locker room with something here in the last play or two. That'd energize North Quincy. So I'm sure that's what Coach Craig is looking to achieve here with that timeout. Let's see what comes of it.
Murray, 1 of 2 in field goal kicking here this year. He had the game-winning field goal against Archie's in a 3-0 win for North Quincy earlier in the season. All right, 4th down and 3 for the Red Raiders. Again, ball at the Quincy 33-yard line. Hanson trying to snap the ball, or trying to get Quincy to jump off sides, and we're going to have a delay of game penalty against North Quincy.
Delay of game penalty against North Quincy.
Well, that's too bad. I think the idea was go with a hard count, see if you can't pick up the 5 yards gratuitously.
5-yard penalty here.
But
Still
then,
4th down.
Then lost track of the clock, and the clock ran out on them. So, well, that won't happen again over the next few years for the young quarterback. This is how they learn, and that's one of the issues with having the number of young players out there. So,
one thing they do have running here tonight, Jim, or this morning, I should say, is the play clock. So the team can see the play clock running in the back of the end zone, and they're not going to get this one off either. Oh, maybe they do. So it looked like time had expired on the play clock, but they let the play run. The pass goes incomplete. So it'll be a turnover on downs, and Quincy will hold.
So with 50 seconds left, the ball being where it is, and kind of a long field and going into the wind, we'll expect kneel downs and heading to the locker room, but let's see what happens. The Quincy defense playing very effectively, John, and very, very aggressively. We were talking about things more from the North perspective there and what their offense was doing, but the Quincy defense forced Hanson to get rid of the ball a lot earlier than he wished. And they took some chances and they played aggressively.
Quick pass over the middle. Devin Desmond by Beretti. Desmond on North Quincy territory at the 30-yard line. Has one man to beat at the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Presidents. Devin Desmond, what a run and catch, and he takes it all the way to the house.
Boy, that was unexpected. Quincy just continuing to step on the gas pedal here. Watch this replay. I expected them to get to the locker room quietly, but no aggressive coaching and great execution. And look what happens here. Desmond down the sideline. Some great blocking again. There's been some great blocking by the blue shirts for the Presidents, particularly downfield stuff. And that time, Desmond with a terrific run down the sideline. So
45, Billy Hibbett into an empty extra point.
It will be Quincy heading to the locker room with the points on the board here. And this has got to be very deflating for the white shirts. And the energy level on the sideline here, the Blues, is just continues to they continue to raise the bar here in terms of energy and everything. It's really something seeing the blue shirts jumping around. The first quarter was very tentative. Everyone was tentative, but now we've got the Quincy kids with a lot of swagger and energy and a very deflated North Quincy sideline. So that was quite a shot by the Presidents.
Yeah, after the 62-yard touchdown pass from Beretti to Devin Desmond, and the extra point is good by Billy Hibbard. So with 39 seconds left to go here in the first half, Quincy with a 20-0 lead over the Red Raiders.
Yeah, and this is the thing about this rivalry, John. We talked about it. Both teams came in with records that I'm sure they wish were different, but today those records are out the window. We talked about that in the past in terms of the game always being competitive, but today these Quincy High kids are just all jacked up, and it's really terrific.
All right, short kick there by the Presidents, and it looks like North was able to jump on it, but the officials are trying to uncover everything. Quincy says they have the ball.
Oh.
And it looks like Quincy has recovered the kick.
Could it go 10 yards? If they, Skash is going to.
And so the ball was recovered at the North 45-yard line, so it did go the necessary 10 yards, but
It's just huddled around the 46 or 7.
and they're going to say North Quincy ball.
North Quincy recovers the fumble. It'll be first down and 10 for the Red Raiders.
And they're going to spot the ball, looks like at the 45, and they do. So 33 seconds left to go, and North Quincy catches a break there on the kickoff. Not sure if that was a design kick there by the Presidents or not, but it certainly caught North Quincy off guard. But they were able to jump on it, so they take over on their own 45. Again, with 33 seconds left to go here in the quarter.
Well, you have to give the Presidents credit for aggression. I mean, they are just really, once they got an opening, they have taken it and then some. Watch this replay and watch Bobby Janig actually just absolutely, I should say, blow up the running back there. Great tackle. Squared up, hit him right in the numbers. That was a nice clean tackle, hard tackle. Nice play by number 42, Bobby Janig. And as I was saying, you just got to give Quincy credit here. What a performance.
North lets the clock run out, and that is going to be the last play of the half. So at halftime, Quincy takes a 20-0 lead into the locker room, and they're going to get the ball back to begin the second half as they won the coin toss and deferred their option to the second half. So Quincy High School with a lot of momentum coming into the locker room, and you can see North Quincy out on the field, are huddling on the field to try to get things settled before they even get into the locker room, Jim.
Yeah, they're holding the boys till Quincy gets into their locker room. A lot of momentum, positive energy. Quincy High School did not start the first half the way they wished, but, man, they certainly ended it on a positive is understating it. No. And here come the Red Raiders. They're being led by Geary into their locker room, and you know they're going to come back out battling, and we'll see what comes of it all, John. Should be an interesting second half.
All right, so again, at the half, Quincy Presidents 20 and the North Quincy Red Raiders 0. Jim and I will take a quick timeout and we'll be back with second half coverage in just one moment.
Seven, 2, 8, 7. Winning ticket 867287. Please go to the red tent on the North Quincy side to collect your winnings. Good job, North Quincy Red Raider cheerleaders. I'd like to announce the names of the seniors. Captain Catherine Scanlon, Captain Courtney Ross, Captain Shannon Boylan, Denise O'Donovan, and Rachel Capone. And now the Quincy President's cheerleaders.
I guess I can go back because they're going to be facing the other way.
Good job, Quincy President's cheerleaders. I would like to announce the seniors. Megan Beck, Iris Katori, Kelly Chen, Michelle Vu, Naya Cardozo, Erin Collins, and Lorena Martinez. Congratulations to the senior cheerleaders.
Well, we want
Now we're
to say
gonna
good
draw
job
the
to
North
the
Quincy
cheerleaders
annual
for both high schools, from
50-50
first from North
drawing.
Quincy and then Quincy High School, entertaining the crowd here at halftime as the combined Quincy-North Quincy marching band gets ready to come onto the field. Again, we're at the half where the Quincy Presidents lead the Red Raiders of North Quincy by a score of 20-0. Real quick, we'll run down some halftime stats. First for the Presidents, quarterback Drew Beretti is 3 of 4 passing for 93 yards and 2 touchdowns. Isaiah Steinberg, for rushing, he has 16 carries and 82 yards and a touchdown as well. And on the receiving side of the ball for the Presidents, Devin Desmond has 1 reception for that 62-yard touchdown that happened at the end of the half. And Derek Little, 2 receptions for 31 yards and a touchdown as well. For North Quincy, Cooper Hansen, the quarterback, is 5 of 12 passing for 67 yards. Rushing side of the ball, Tyler Lee, number 5, leads the team with 17 yards. And receiving side of the ball, Thomas Murray has 3 catches for 42 yards. Colm Geary, 1 for 23 yards. And Lee also 1 catch for 2 yards as well. While we have this moment here, we want to encourage you all to log on to Quincy Access TV's website at QATV.org for all the replay schedule of when Thanksgiving football will be replayed on QATV Channel 8. Game will be replayed today at 4 p.m., 8 p.m., and midnight. Tomorrow, Friday, November 29th at noon and 8 p.m. Saturday, November 30th at noon and 10 p.m. and Sunday, December 1st at 8 p.m. And additional times will be announced next week. So again, QATV.org. We'll also encourage you to watch Quincy Access TV this Sunday, December 1st at 1 p.m. where we'll have live coverage of the 67th Annual Quincy Christmas Parade. So we encourage you to log on to our website and watch the channel on Sunday, December 1st at 1 p.m. for coverage of the Christmas Parade as well. All right, the band is getting ready to take the field, and we'll pause one more time, and we'll turn it over to the combined marching band from Quincy and North Quincy High School, and we'll be back with more when they're finished.
How about a round of applause for the Quincy, North Quincy Combined Marching Band?
Well, great job there by the combined Quincy North Quincy Marching Band to entertain the crowd here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Again, we're at half of the 87th annual Thanksgiving Day football game, and the Quincy Presidents lead their North Quincy Red Raiders by a score of 20-0. And as the band is marching off the field, the rain has started to come down here again at Veterans Memorial Stadium. So we'll see if it continues to rain or if it's able to hold off for the second half action. Again, we want to remind all of our viewers who are watching live on QATV Channel 8, feel free to log on to our website at qatv.org for all the replay schedule of when Thanksgiving football will be replayed on QATV Channel 8. And also encourage you to tune in on this Sunday, December 1st at 1 p.m. for QATV's live coverage of the annual Quincy Christmas Parade as it marches down Hancock Street. Also, for those that are watching live, we encourage you to come on down to Quincy Center tomorrow for the turning on the Christmas lights in Quincy Center. And keep a lookout for QATV as well, as we'll have a camera there, and people are welcome to come on down and give their Christmas and holiday wishes to their friends and family that live in the city of Quincy. And then we'll be recording those and putting those back on QATV Channel 8 as well later in the holiday season. We're going to take one more final break here at the half. Again, Quincy 20, North 0. And we'll be back in just one moment for second half coverage on the 87th annual Thanksgiving Day football game. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back in just 1 second. Welcome back, everyone, to Veterans Memorial Stadium. We're at the half. The Quincy Presidents lead the North Quincy Red Raiders by a score of 20-0. Both teams have come back out onto the field, and we're getting ready for our second half kickoff. At the opening coin toss, the Presidents won the toss and elected to defer their option to the second half, and they will begin the second half to receive the ball. The Presidents will defend the north end zone, and the Red Raiders, will be defending the south end zone, kicking to the north side. So North Quincy electing to go into the wind to begin the third quarter, so they'll have the wind at their back for the fourth quarter. So that was the advantage here for the second half of the Raiders, to keep that wind at their back when they feel they're going to need it the most in the fourth quarter. Thomas Murray, number 28 for the Red Raiders on your screen. You can see him there getting ready to kick it away for North Quincy.
Back deep for the Quincy Presidents is number 12, Trenton Souza, and number 21, Jared Walker.
Souza and Jared Walker back deep to receive for the Presidents. All right, we're ready here for a second half coverage, and Murray will kick it deep for North Quincy. Quincy's going to field it at their own 18-yard line, and it's just pace up the middle there for number 21, Jared Walker. Nice return, and he'll get up to the 37, make it the 38.
It'll be first down and 10, Quincy.
Yeah, terrific comeback by Jared Walker there. Another guy who's a sophomore. Among the many sophomores on the field, Jared's had some terrific games here at the end of the season as a running back. He hasn't had the opportunities today, but he showed on that kick return nice explosive ability. Gets it out to the 38-yard line, where Quincy will start with great field position, John. Looking to put some nails in the coffin here.
All right, Drew Beretti, the quarterback for the Presidents, hands it off to number 6, Isaiah Steinberg. And Steinberg is going to get hit right at the line of scrimmage by Jackson Zhao coming up for North Quincy. Zhao, one of the captains for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, Zhao, and also Reen Bago with great penetration, number 77. And number 54 for the Red Raiders, Mike Levine, a guy we talked about. We've been talking about him for a few years now. Micah Sr., this is his last game, and he's doing what he always does, the dirt dog stuff in the trenches. Great job of penetration there to set up the Zhao tackle.
Say a loss of 1 on the play, so it'll be 2nd down and 11. Rain is picked back up here again, and it looks like we can look forward to more rain here during the second half. Pitch over to the left side to Steinberg, and trying to find some holes there, and he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of 1 on the play. We'll see where they put him.
Yeah, that time North doing a better job of defending the edge. And then when Steinberg tried to cut it back up, they were able to make the tackle. So it brings up a 3rd down for the Presidents. This is what North was hopeful for, John. We've come a long way, John. Now the inconveniences apply. We're in our nice heated booth here.
I know, it's certainly a lot of different.
John's battling with a fly. We
All
got
right,
a trick
looking
play
for
underway
Devin
here.
Desmond looking to try to pass the ball, and lofts it up, and it is incomplete. Was trying to actually throw it to Beretti, but it goes incomplete.
Not sure. Thought we might have seen some linemen downfield too, but actually, no, the line of scrimmage. That play was just so slow in developing that everything occurred well behind the line of scrimmage. So, great job for the Red Raiders. They come up with a stop on the President's first possession. Not what Quincy wanted, but they're still where they want to be in the driver's seat here, leading 20-0 as they're going to punt the ball away.
Yeah, nice kick there by Desmond, and goes out of bounds at the North Quincy 40-yard line, make it the 42-yard line.
We'll go out of bounds.
As we transition here, John, I'll just mention we've been joined up in the booth here by
It'll be 1st down and 10,
Mr.
North
Lloyd
Quincy
Hill and
at
his
the 50-yard
family.
line.
Mr. Hill honored when the game started, longtime principal at Quincy High, terrific athlete in his own right. And they had a nice ceremony at the beginning of the game. His family's up here in the booth, and we were able to spend some time with them at halftime. We'll talk about it in a moment.
All right, they say the kick went out of bounds at the 48-yard line, so North will take over at their own 48, 1st and 10 with 9:55 to go in the 3rd quarter. Cooper Hanson, the quarterback, in the shotgun, looking to his left. Pass is complete to Colm Gary at the Quincy High School 47, but he's brought down right away by number 44 for the Presidents, Matt Kelly.
Yeah, nice tackle by Kelly, the junior linebacker, who's been terrific thus far in this game, made a lot of plays. And you see North coming out right away, John, trying to attack that linebacker area. They go to the air to start, trying to soften up the linebackers and get them off the line, and then maybe come back with a running game. We'll see. But it's good for North to connect on that first play, and let's see what happens.
2nd down and 5 now for the Raiders. Hanson's going to hand off to number 5, Tyler Lee. He's going to get hit in the backfield for a big loss at midfield, and it looked like coming up to make the play for the Presidents was number 85, Clayton Corley.
Yeah, there was some terrific penetration on the left side of the North Quincy offense by number 42, Bobby Janik. Janik really grinding his way there, held off by Brandon Baker, an offensive lineman, a sophomore for the Red Raiders. But North with a 3rd down, 3rd and 8 here.
3rd and 8 from midfield now for the Red Raiders. Hanson bobbles the snap, gets it back though, fires over to the right side, to the sideline, and it is almost picked off by Devin Desmond. He could not bring it down. That might have been a wet ball there, but Desmond at least knocks it away at the 35, so it'll bring up a 4th down now.
Well, it's wet and wobbly if you watch this replay. The ball gets up in the wind, and pigskin becomes a very wobbly ball to try to catch, and I'm sure that was a factor as well. So play broken up nonetheless, and now the Red Raiders have to punt into very adverse weather conditions, although The wind's been a bit gusty, and the flag right now is not swirling. Let's see. They get the snap away, almost blocked.
Number 28, Thomas
And
Murray.
the ball is going to take a great
Great
bounce there for
punt.
North Quincy, and it'll come all the way down to the 10-yard line and is down there.
Quincy will take over.
Coming
First
up for
down and
Quincy,
10.
Jared Walker, who almost got a finger on that ball to block it away, but Murray was able to get it away, gets a great roll, and the Presidents will take over at their own 10-yard line with 8:11 left to go in the third.
Great job. Good job by the Red Raiders. Let's see what the President offense does here. John, I was mentioning that you've been joined up in the booth by the Hill family. Mr. Hill had several children who were terrific athletes, and the last among them, Rich Hill, we're all familiar with that name. He pitched for the Red Sox, pitched for the Dodgers. He's been in the World Series. Had a nice chat with him during halftime, and very elegant man.
Handoff for the Presidents goes to number 12, Trenton Souza, and he's going to get up to about the 13-yard line.
Souza on the carry for Quincy.
I found it interesting, John, that both Lloyd Hill, his grandfather, and Rich Hill, his father, all they wanted to talk to me about was Bryce Hill, who apparently might be the brightest star in the Hill clan of athletes. Rich Hill says that his son has got a real future ahead of him, and he's very excited. Might have the Dodgers already looking at him, from what I understand. So it's nice to see them all and meet them here, and particularly Bryce Hill, a name we may hear in the future again.
Pitch goes over to Isaiah Steinberg, and he's going to get hit behind the line of scrimmage and brought down. Nice tackle there by Colm Gary to bring Steinberg down, and it's going to be a loss of 3 on the play back to the 8-yard line.
9-yard line by number
Yeah,
88,
nice
Colm
job
Gary.
by the Red Raiders of containing Steinberg a little better here thus far, coming out of the box. They've done a good job on the edges, and that's where Isaiah Steinberg's most dangerous due to his speed. Let's see if Quincy doesn't start going back inside the tackles with that running game. Try to shift things up a bit. So North Quincy defense doing the job early. Let's see if they can hold the Presidents here. They come out with a 3 wide receiver set to the left.
3rd and 12 now for the Presidents. Beretti, quick pass is incomplete. Was looking for Derek Little, but they
Beretti
cannot
pass
connect.
intended for number 80, Derek Little, is incomplete.
Yeah, that one was down at Derek's
9,
ankles.
Hines in on the
He's
coverage
able to
for
go
the
up
Red
and get the
Raiders.
ball when it's thrown
Bring up a
high,
4th
but
down
that
and
one
12
came in
for
a
the
little
Presidents.
bit. That was a fastball low and outside, and Little was not able to gather it up. So going to bring up a 4th down punting situation from the end zone. North Quincy should get good field position on this one, John. Nice punt.
All right, punt goes backfield by Tyler Lee at his own 44-yard line, and Lee will get inside the 35, and we'll see where they spot him down. Looks like he'll be at the 34, maybe the 33.
Terrific job by Trenton Souza, the senior, to get downfield and make the tackle. But North's going to start with good field position, John. Let's see what they do. Here's a nice shot on the Jumbotron of the North Quincy cheerleaders. We've got a few different cameras going here, and one of them is capturing crowd shots and helping to keep the audience fired up.
All right, they spot the ball at the 33-yard line, so great field position now for the Red Raiders, 1st and 10. And just as they say that, a man goes offside, or false start, excuse me, for North Quincy.
Someone missed the snap count, so
There'll be an offsides against North Quincy. It'll be a 5-yard penalty. Will be 1st down and 15.
Encroachment here, 5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
we'll try that one again. It looked like on that play, based on where Geary was going, that it was going to be a running play, but we'll see. See what the Red Raiders come up with here on 1st and 15.
So ball back to the 38-yard line. Play action fake. Hansen looking to pass. Going downfield, and it is complete to number 13, Andrew Gott. He came back to get the ball. A little bit of luck there for North Quincy, Jim, but nonetheless, it's complete, and they get up to the 17-yard line. 1st down.
One would like to call that a design play, but Gott was about 20 yards downfield. The pass about 15. So if you watch the replay real quickly here, Gott's able to come back and adjust to the pass, and the Quincy defenders had no idea what was going on. If you look, the defenders are still looking downfield really as Gott makes a nice recovery and a reception here. So North Quincy, first time in the red zone. Let's see what they can do with it.
Hanson rolling out looking for Gary, and it is broken up there. Great play there by number 44, Matt Kelly, to prevent the touchdown.
Yeah, terrific stuff by Kelly. Watch this replay. He's with Geary the whole way. And that was a very favorable matchup for the Red Raiders. They had a receiver with some height on a linebacker. Geary got behind Kelly, but Kelly did a terrific job of making the play, breaking up the pass. That time, Hanson had to throw the ball. He couldn't loft it the way he has previous passes. I may have wished to there because of this wind component. He had to put a little zip on it, and he did. Kelly makes the play, though, and going to be a second down.
Tyler Lee gets a pitch over to the right side. Second down and 10 for the Raiders. Lee trying to get outside. He's going to get pushed out of bounds at about the 10-yard line.
Nice speed by the Red Raiders. That time they won the edge game, and Lee was able to get outside for a nice pickup. It looks like it's going to be about 7, which will mean a 3rd down and 3 here for North Quincy.
All right, so they do mark him out of bounds at the 10-yard line. So you said, Jim, 3rd down and 3.
Big play here for both teams. Quincy wants to come up with a stop and retain control over this game.
Lee takes the ball up the middle, and he's going to be right at the 1st down marker, Jim. We'll see if they give him the 1st down or not.
Well, terrific penetration by Janig again.
And they're going to spot the ball at the 8-yard line, so he's going to be a yard shy of the 1st down.
Yeah, North's got to go for this one, and they will. This will be very interesting. It's early on enough. We talk about tired legs with these teams sometimes. Normally fatigue becomes a factor in these games, but on Thanksgiving and early enough in the half, North still got their legs under them. Let's see what they do.
4th and 1. Hanson's going to keep it himself. He's going to have plenty for the 1st down. Still on his feet. Gets inside the 5 and will get brought down at the 4-yard line.
Yeah, it might even be the 3 or the 2. And every yard counts once you're inside there. So let's see what they do, where they mark it. Still a question. Oh, you're right, John. You got it right. They're at the 4. So it's going to be 1st and goal. The longest 4 yards in football, though, right down in this area.
So 1st and goal now for the Raiders at the 3-yard line. Excuse me, at the 4-yard line.
North is on the right hash mark, and they line up Geary on the left side. So if they go to the air, they'll be throwing right into that wind with Geary. Let's see what they do. They'll probably stick to the running game here, and they do.
Pitch to Lee over to the left side, trying to find some space over the right side, and he's going to get brought down. Great tackle there by Marion Robinson for the Presidents to bring down Lee.
Yeah, there were several guys out there, including Thomas Lee. They strung it out very well and made a tackle for a loss of a yard. And Lee's slow to get up.
All right, so they spot the ball back at the line of scrimmage at the 4-yard line, so it'll be no gain, and it'll be a 2nd down and goal from the 4.
So Lee's going to come off, and we'll see. It looks like they're going to bring Craig in. And Craig's not a bad choice here. He's a pretty powerful runner, Matt Craig, who's done a nice job for the Red Raiders this season. And when you're in this short yardage situation, now they're on the left hash mark. So if they're going to throw the ball, it's going to have to be to the right side because there's just not enough room. It's too compressed inside the 5 here on the left side of the field, which means, of course, they'll throw it to the left. I try yap nonetheless, so let's see where they go.
And 2nd down and goal from the 4 for the Raiders. Hanson's going to keep it himself on the quarterback keeper, and he dives forward to about the 2-yard line.
Nice call there. They don't run the keeper that frequently, so Hanson did a nice job. I'm sure that his instruction was to take a look at how the linebackers are set for Quincy. Bringing in new personnel here. Some real personnel changes for the Red Raiders. Looks like they're bringing in a lot of big bodies here. Could be looking at a running play on 3rd and 2.
Under 3 minutes to go now in the third quarter. And North Quincy's going to need to hurry to get this play off. 2 seconds on the time, and they're going to be forced to call a timeout to prevent the delay of game penalty. And I mentioned earlier in the game that the play clock is active here, and it's the first time it's been active this season, and helps us out tremendously in the booth, but also helps the players down the field. Normally the back judge puts his hand up when there's 10 seconds remaining in the play clock, but now everyone can see exactly how much time is left. And as the quarterback for North Quincy, Cooper Hanson, came out into the huddle, there was only 6 seconds left on the play clock, and North Quincy and head coach Ryan Craig are forced to call a timeout.
Yeah, good job on that, John. You captured it all. So, and we may, on our camera shot here, you'll be able to catch the play clock perhaps as they line up. You can see in the upper left corner of the camera, the red, there's a nice shot of it just off the goal post there is the play clock. It's probably a little hard to pick up the numbers, though.
That was one of the new improvements here at the stadium. So you can see the game clock and the play clock right there. All right, so back to action here as we zoom out. 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line for the Red Raiders. Hanson, full house backfield. They give it to Josh Jackson. Jackson trying to fight his way forward. Touchdown, North Quincy on the second effort by Josh Jackson. He gets it in, and North Quincy's on the board.
Great job by the Red Raiders. That word resilience we talked about before the game. Senior Josh Jackson. Watch this replay and you're going to see it takes second effort and a lot of hard work by those blockers up front. He's following Craig into that massive humanity. And you see big number 77, a young man who's emerged. So great job there.
Yeah, that was Reen Biko who came in and was playing fullback there to try to paved the way there
Number 28, Thomas Murray,
for Jackson. So Thomas Murray will come out for the extra point attempt for North Quincy. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and it is going to be, let's see, no good. Went wide to the right.
No good.
So with 2:38 left to go here in the third quarter, North Quincy is able to put 6 points on the board. Extra points no good. So the score now is Quincy 20 and North Quincy 6.
Yeah, that's terrific for the Red Raiders to breathe a little life back into the sideline. We'll see if they can't maintain things here. And one other little factor, John, to think about is the fact that North Quincy will have this wind at their back, and Quincy will be going into the wind in the fourth quarter. So if North can hang close this quarter and keep the Quincy offense at bay as they did on that last possession, it's possible we could have a ball game on our hands in the fourth quarter. It didn't look like it heading into the locker room at the end of the first half because Quincy was just firing on all cylinders, playing very aggressively, a lot of swagger, and North was a very deflated group. But they've done a nice job of coming back out and restoring some order here, and this will be an important possession with 2:38 to go. Nice kick.
All right, Murray kicks it deep, and it's going to be fielded by Quincy at their own 12-yard line. And right up the middle goes number 21 for the Presidents, Jared Walker. Another nice return for Quincy High School. And they're going to start at their own 39-yard line. And again, a nice return by Walker.
Yeah, good job by Walker. Steinberg has been the man today. Isaiah Steinberg getting all the snaps. Jared Walker's been on the sidelines offensively, even though he's shown his capability. So the young man has remained patient, and when he's had the opportunity, he's performed. That's a sign of a positive attitude. Number 21 for the Presidents, Jared Walker, doing a good job of keeping his head in the game, even though I'm sure he's not out in the field as much as he wish. And a terrific run back. Last time he had the Presidents start at the 38, here at the 40.
Steinberg gets a carry, and he's going to get met in the backfield by a host of Red Raiders, but Reen Biko was one of the men right there to come up and make the play, also Jackson Zhao.
Yeah, Mr. Bigo. Watch this replay here at big number 77, who's a name that has emerged over the course of the season. Watch off the snap and look at number 77. Great penetration. He got right to the ball carrier. The Quincy guard who was lined up in front of Bigo was pulling to block. Play was supposed to go the other way, but Bigo was just too quick there and did a terrific job.
So it was a loss of 3 on the play, 2nd down and 13 now. A ready pass gets tipped, and it's intercepted by North Quincy. Coming up there was Shane O'Connell at the right place at the right time, and North Quincy forces the turnover.
Geary got his hand up, tipped it. Watch the replay. You're going to see 88 get his hand up. And then, as you said, O'Connell with the interception. So North Quincy doing a terrific job here of hanging tough. And now it looks like they could get themselves back in the ball game here. We had talked about a big possession for the Presidents, but they wanted to reestablish control here. Well, a turnover, this one created by the Red Raiders. Good job by Geary, O'Connell. Now see if the offense can't continue to move the ball, keep this momentum going for the white shirts of the Red Raiders.
1st and 10 for the Raiders at the Quincy High School 38-yard line. Hanson rolling out to his right, looking to pass, and he's not keeping himself, and he's going to get right back to the line of scrimmage where he's met there by 3 Presidents to bring him down.
Yeah, nice coverage downfield. Hanson had no options. That play was designed to go to one particular guy. It was very well covered. So Hanson did a good job of not trying to do too much and not creating problems by just eating the ball. Took the hit, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Red Raiders now on the right side of the field, so any passes will be coming back into that tough wind.
Under a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. Pitch over to the left side, number 17, Josh Jackson, and he's going to fight his way forward up to about the 37-yard line, so maybe a gain of 1.
Maybe the case they can let, no, it was going to be close. Thought the Red Raiders would be able to let the clock run out, but they're going to have to run one more play here. Going to be 3rd down. It would have been nice if they had 3rd down with the wind at their back versus into this wind, but they're going to have to run this play here. Probable that they'll consider this 4-down territory, even if this doesn't work.
3rd and 9, Hanson, quick pass over to the right side. Was looking for Thomas Murray at the 32, but it goes through his hands. It's incomplete.
For number 28, Thomas Murray.
Yeah, with the incomplete pass, that means they have to go into the wind again on this 4th down play.
4th down and 9.
So bring up now a 4th and 9 for the Raiders at the Quincy 38-yard line with 16 seconds left to go. And the rain has started to pick up here as well, so add another element into the factor for North Quincy as they bring out their team here to go for it on 4th down.
Yeah. What I'm kind of yapping about, I may not be being clear, with 16 seconds left. The clock could have run out if they did not have that incompletion. And on the prior play, there were 42 seconds left, and then they started the 40-second clock, so they had to go with it. They're going to punt it. They're going to try to pin Quincy.
High kick, and a fair catch is called for, and a penalty might come out here. And Shane O'Connell, number 2, was back. James DeVary was back here to receive the kick, and looked like he might have gotten hit as he was trying to receive the ball, but no penalty flag is out. Ball came loose, and it looks like North Quincy might have recovered at the 13-yard line.
Yeah, I didn't see a fair catch signal. So let's see. We're going to watch the replay here. It's a terrific punt. Nice high punt. Coverage is getting down the field. Now, I don't know. Let's see. Look to your left and see if you see a fair catch signal. Nothing yet. I don't see one, John. And it looks like they're calling this a contemporaneous arrival here, ball and defender. So, wow. And North still going into the win with 6.3 seconds left. So,
North Quincy football.
So North has recovered, and they spot the ball at the 14-yard line. So North will catch a break there, Jim, as they were able to recover with 6 seconds left. Handoff goes to number 2, Shane O'Connell, and he's going to fight his way forward for maybe a gain of 1 as the quarter expires.
yeah, very smart of North Quincy. They called the running play to finally get this clock to run out. And now they're going to go down to the south side of the field, have the wind at their back, and they're going to be a lot more able to run an offense here. Now, one thing I don't like seeing that we've seen a lot this year is coaches out on the field. And now we've got one coaching staff yelling at the officials because they fouled up a play, and another coaching staff yelling at the officials because they're not penalizing the officials for the coaches being on the field. Like, the coaches just shouldn't be on the field. And that's an easy one. And I'm not sure. I think Angelo Scatia has shown terrific restraint in not throwing flags here, and he understands things get emotional. But at some point, the flags are going to come out, so the coaches got to regroup here, and this has to stop. Because at some point, the flag's going to fly, and hopefully it's not going to affect a particular play or outcome.
Well, regardless, it is going to be the fourth quarter, Jim, and so Quincy will take a 20-6 lead into the fourth quarter, but North Quincy will be deep in Quincy territory as we bring up now a 2nd down and 9 from the President's 13-yard line.
Yeah, big possession for North. They'll be right back in this game if they can put points on the board. For Quincy, if they come up with a stop, they can reinflate the tires on the President side of the field here and get some positive energy in what has been a rough third quarter for the President.
Ball comes loose, but Hans is able to jump on it, and they're going to bring it all the way back to the 19-yard line.
Well, the execution issues continue.
Going to bring up a 3rd down.
Unfortunate.
Number 81, Devontae Williams on the last tackle. It's going to bring up a 3rd down.
And they're going to move the ball actually back to the 21-yard line. So an 8-yard loss there for North Quincy. We'll bring up a 3rd and 17 now for the Red Raiders. Hanson in the shotgun, looking to pass, and fires, and is incomplete. Colm Gary was thrown just a little behind him, and he could not bring it in.
Yeah, the President pressure has definitely been a factor here, the defensive pressure. North's execution offensively has been a little up and down, and that's clearly because of the President's being so aggressive defensively. So there's a penalty there. Looks like President's, with the type of confidence there.
Here, 10-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
They have great confidence in what their defense is doing, so they're trying to create a little field position advantage here. They're taking the penalty, even though it would have been 4th down, and they're planning on making another stop here, John. So, again, I like the President coaching staff, their aggression, and let's see if the boys can't back it all up again.
All right, so the ball goes back down to the 31-yard line, and is 3rd and 27. Hanson looking downfield, has a man, and is broken up. Great play there by number 5, Amarian Robinson. Brendan Hines was in the corner of the end zone, but Robinson gets his hand up and knocks it away.
Yeah, terrific job. He's been doing it all game. Robinson makes the play. This time he drops his head and walks back to the huddle. I think that early yellow flag in the first half clearly delivered a message to him. So he's contained his zeal, performing while the play is still going and not after. So that's a good thing. He's learned something there, and he made a terrific defensive play, as you said, John. North going for it.
4th and 27. Cooper Hansen trying to step his screen over to the right side, and is incomplete. Was looking for Matt Craig, but he cannot bring it in.
It is incomplete. Quincy will hold and take over on downs.
So Quincy's able to hold, and it'll be a turnover on downs. So nice job there by the Quincy defense to make a big play. And they're going to get the ball back 1st and 10 at their own 31.
You know, I've been watching for this all game and finally saw it. One of the officials' hats blew off. So the wind, the gusts are pretty strong down there. We hadn't seen it yet, but Quincy's going into a very gusty wind here in this offensive possession. So the defense comes through for the Presidents, John. All sides of the ball doing pretty well for Quincy. They've been up and down offensively, but it seems that the defense steps up when they have to.
11:04 left to go in the game. Quincy will take over 1st and 10 at their own 31. Drew Beretti, the quarterback, is going to hand it off to number 6, Isaiah Steinberg. Steinberg will go right up the middle, and we'll see if he gets back to the line of scrimmage, and he did, so we no gain.
Taken down by number 17, Josh Jackson. It'll be 2nd down and 9 for Quincy.
So no gain on the play for the Presidents. 2nd down and 10. Josh Jackson was in on the tackle for the Red Raiders on the last play.
Yeah, we'll watch Quincy now. They did this in the second quarter. That play clock's going to run down. Quarterback's returning to the huddle with about 10 seconds left. So they're going to make sure they use all 40 seconds, John. And now it's the President offense trying to get that clock to run out.
All right, man goes in motion. That's Devin Desmond. He gets the handoff, and he's going to get pushed out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, nice job there of gang tackling by the Presidents and keeping the running back.
Number 18 and Devin Desmond will pick
who
up
had seen
3
some
yards
green
to play.
From getting loose there. Liam Hines made a nice stop. Hines has not been a factor offensively, but he's done a nice job defensively today. Not sure what happened to his leg, but he's out of the running game, but still playing that lonely free safety position, the cover 1 there. He's back there alone and doing a nice job.
Now they said forward progress was stopped inbounds. The clock continues to tick. 3rd down now and 6 for the Presidents. Beretti pass is incomplete. Was looking for Michael Sciblio, and they cannot connect. So bring up a 4th down now for the Presidents.
So the Red Raider defense does its job. They come up with a stop. Quincy punting into a tough win. We mentioned when this quarter started, the fact that the Red Raiders have this, they're going north to south, that's a potential factor here and a good thing. North taking, I thought they were going to take a lesson out of the Belichick playbook and not have anyone back on the punt, but they've got someone back there now. And this is a low punt that goes out of bounds at the 45.
The 45-yard line.
North's got decent field position. The way their offense has been working, though, they have not taken advantage of being in this particular part of the field very well, John, for lack of a better way to put it. They haven't been able to really move the ball. They did a nice job when they created a turnover and had a short field to work with. But now this offense has to step up here. They've got 55 yards to go, and this is an important possession.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Raiders at their own 45-yard line. Hansen looking to pass. Still looking to pass. Fires downfield, and incomplete. Was looking for Brendan Hines. Also in the area was Jackson, but they cannot connect.
Well, couple of things there. You saw Hansen's arm strength. He threw a beautiful football. And that thing went. I had mentioned they have to go 55 yards. That ball went about 50 yards in the air. Nice tight spiral. But the thing I saw that I liked the most was Hansen was a lot more relaxed in the pocket, we'll say. A little calmer. He evaded one defensive lineman and got outside.
All right, Hanson's pass is complete over to the right side to Colm Gary. He gets inside the Quincy territory up to the Quincy 49-yard line.
Nice 6-yard pickup.
Tackled by number 44.
The Geary-Hanson connection working well for the Red Raiders today. What they've done is they have Brendan Hines outside, number 9, who's a fleet receiver, and then Geary in the slot.
Hanson is time to the left side. He was looking for Thomas Murray, but it goes incomplete.
Yeah, Murray was open. That receiver is able to get open, but that's a tough pass when you have the trailing defender like that. Somehow Hanson has to get the ball over the Quincy defender and into the hands of his receiver, and was not able to do so there. So it's going to be a 4th and 5, John. They're right at the 50. This is an area that has been a little beguiling for the Red Raider offense so far.
4th down and 4 for the Raiders. 8:39 to go in the game. Hanson in the shotgun, being pressured, gets out of harm's way, passes, and it's complete to Murray for the first down and more, and he'll get up to the Quincy High School 41-yard line.
Great job by Hanson in the pocket. As you said, he was pressured. Watch this replay and just watch him shrug off the rush. There's a guy with a clean shot at him. He sidestepped it beautifully and delivered a perfect ball to the receiver. Great job. So it's nice to see Hanson calming down in the pocket. Whoa, just missed a connection there.
On a little wheel route down the sideline, was looking for Murray, but they cannot connect, just a little bit too much on that pass by Hanson.
One thing that helps North Quincy with this passing game is, although you don't want the incompletion, the clock does stop, so it's going to make the clock work a little more in their favor going to the air game here. And as you said, that wheel route and just getting someone out in the flats work for the North. They got to make these connections.
2nd down and 10, trying to set up his screen, and great job there to read the play was Thomas Lee. Maybe a gain of 1 on the play to Matt Craig.
Yeah, great pressure again by Janig, who's basically been all over Hanson today.
It's going to be 3rd down and 9 for North Quincy.
So there's a 1-yard gain, 3rd and 9 now for the Red Raiders. Hanson rolling out to his right, fires downfield looking for Brendan Hines, and it's incomplete.
Pass intended for number 9, Brendan Hines.
Hines had a step on his receiver, but again, Hanson just overthrew him a little too much. So I'll bring up now a 4th down and 9 for the Red Raiders with 7:47 left to go.
Yeah, that time the wind, I've been talking about the wind being an advantage. Well, Hanson was trying to loft that ball to the receiver. You had to get it up, get some air under it, and the wind could have been a factor there too, John.
All right, 4th and 9. As I said, Hanson looking to pass over to the right side and incomplete. Looked like his receiver fell down.
Pass is incomplete.
Not sure about that. See, frequently you see Skasha looking over, and he's calling the official over now to ask him what happened there.
There is a flag on the far side of the field by the North Quincy sideline as well, but you can see the officials huddling up.
When you look at the referee, he clearly thought something happened there. And he's trying to get the side judge over to say, what did you see or what didn't you see? And he's got the back judge too. So I think Skasha thinks that the back got knocked down early. We'll see.
I got a hold here, 10-yard penalty.
So they're going to say it's a defensive holding against the Presidents, and that'll be an automatic 1st down.
Quincy fans not happy. Quincy sideline not happy with that call.
Yeah,
the defense had done its job, and Skasha in the face
Ball
of that
29
crowd
yard
making
line.
the
It'll be
call.
first down and 10, North Quincy.
It's funny, the side judges returning to the Quincy sideline a little sheepishly here. So
All right, 1st and 10 from the Quincy 29-yard line. Hanson trying to run the ball, or pass the ball, excuse me. There was nothing downfield. He has to run it, and it'll be no gain.
Quincy continuing to bring the relentless defensive pressure on Hanson. At times he's dealt with it well. That time he didn't really have any options. Wasn't able to get outside. He tried to run it up inside, but the defense, which has good solid speed, they closed on the quarterback, brought him down for essentially no gain. It's going to be 2nd and 10.
Hanson looking to his left this time to pass and is incomplete. Was trying to find Shane O'Connell in the flat, but they cannot connect.
Pass intended for number 2, Shane O'Connell, falls incomplete. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 11.
6:55 left to go now in the game, and it brings up a 3rd and 11 for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, North's in a tough position where they have to go to this air game, and I don't know, what. I'm not quite certain what the execution issues are, whether it's the wind factor or not, but they just have not been able to make the connections. The plays are there to be made, but they've been unable to execute.
Hanson again fires over the middle and incomplete. Was looking for number 5, Tyler Lee. In coverage for the Presidents was Thomas Lee.
Incomplete.
That was another bang play. That was similar to that earlier punt, John, where the ball and the defender arrived at the same time. So
4th down and 11.
can be no complaints here. The refs have been pretty consistent about that type of play.
So it brings up now a 4th and 11 for the Raiders. 6 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in the game.
Yeah, things have really slowed down here with the passing going on because they've been incompletions.
Hanson rolling out, looking, and is going to get brought down and sacked for a big loss. Coming up there initially for the Presidents was Matthew McInnes to bring him down.
Yeah, huge job by the defense. President defense, big stop. McInnes, Janig was in on the action. They've been relentlessly after Hanson today, and that time they bring him down for a huge loss. And watch this replay. More importantly, it's going to be a turnover on downs. There you see the pursuit, and down goes Hanson, and on the field comes the President offense and a running game that will hopefully, from the President perspective, get this clock to run down a bit toward 000. So let's see what happens. Isaiah Steinberg, they're going to put the game in his hands.
Steinberg does get the carry over to the left side, fights his way forward across the 40-yard line, and is brought down at the 43.
Up to the 43-yard line, tackled by number 50, Jackson Zhao, the captain for the Red Raiders.
So Red Raider getting up slowly. There's a couple of guys
Number
getting up
13,
slowly
Eden
here.
assisted on the tackle. Going to bring up a 2nd down.
I guess it was an equipment
It's
issue
7
in one
for the
case,
Presidents.
but all right, so good solid 1st down run for Steinberg, running inside the tackles, 3 yards. Going to bring up a 2nd and 7. More importantly, the Presidents run the clock down. We're under 6 minutes here.
Steinberg had to come out to tie his shoe. So coming in is Jared Walker, number 21. He gets the ball. Nice job there by Walker, trying to hold on to the ball. He does, and will get all the way up to about the 48-yard line.
Great job by Walker. Again,
Just short of a 1st down.
he gets an opportunity. He takes full advantage of it. Terrific job.
Tackle
He's
assisted
been on the
by
sideline
Palmgary.
all game, but here's another opportunity and another contribution. I think more than shoelaces went amiss on the Steinberg shoe. He's got a crowd around him. I don't know what's going on. They'll be taping it shut. So 3rd and 2. Big play for both sides here. Let's see who executes.
All right, Walker goes in motion, And Beretti keeps it himself. And on the second effort, Jim, he looks like he does have the first down. They needed to get to midfield, and that's where they mark him down. We'll wait for the signal.
Yeah, nice job by Beretti. He called his own number there and just tucked in behind his left guard. And as you said, a good second effort. So this clock's going to run down to about 3 minutes, and we're in a 2-score game. So irrespective of what Quincy does in terms of, maybe pay dirt or maybe not, that first down was huge, John, because they're taking time off the clock, and North Quincy's had trouble offensively in any respect here today, and so the ability to get 2 scores is going to be very difficult given what's going to be left on the clock.
Handoff goes to the fullback, and he's going to get up to the North Quincy 49-yard line. And looks like it was number 12, Trenton Souza, on the carry. And Souza with a gain of 1 will bring the clock down under 4 minutes to play in the game.
The captain for the Red Raiders, Michael Levine, on the tackle. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
They keep the coaching staff kept going over checking Steinberg, and sure enough, there's white tape out there on the shoe. They finally figured it out. And they were not able to get Steinberg in successfully, but leaving a guy like Jared Walker on the field is not a bad option.
Walker gets the ball, hit behind the line of scrimmage, and he continues to go backwards. Nice job there by North Quincy, and a late flag is thrown as well.
By a host of Red Raider defenders.
Walker's brought back to the 44-yard line, but we'll see what the flag is.
Ball, personal foul, late hit, first down.
So late hit against North Quincy will be a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
Well, there was no hesitation there by that side judge, who has been a guy who's let the boys play all game. His flag has been slow to come out today. And that's not a shot, that's just like an observation. He hasn't really been a guy throwing the yellow flag, but there was no hesitation there. He saw something and boom, out it came. So tough penalty, and it's now going to be 3rd and about 2 for the Presidents.
All right, so I had said it was an automatic first down. It is not. So you said, Jim, it's going to be 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, it happened after the runner was down. I think that's what happened. The runner was down, and so, they called it a late hit. That's right. So
and
another flag.
Another flag flies.
Flag on the play.
This time the umpire throws it. All right, well, I'm not too sure what the... No penalty was announced. They run the clock, so 3rd and 2. Steinberg back in the game, crossed the 40, and should have the first down for the Presidents. He'll get up to about the 37-yard line.
So that will pretty much do it from here, I would say. It was ironic, just as we thought we'd be able to all get home to our turkey dinners, the flags started coming out and stopping the clock, but the clock is now running, and it's running with a 20-6 score on the board, so things look good for the Presidents here. They just need to keep possession. They don't really have to worry about advancing the ball. It's just run the play and let the clock run and see what happens. And not sure how the North coaching staff will react, whether they'll start calling timeouts or not, but it's a difficult position for them because down 2 scores as they are. And
Steinberg with the carry over to the left side, and he'll get up to about the 36-yard line where he finally gets brought down, but the clock will tick under 2 minutes by the time the next play is run.
Nice tackle by Mike Gordon there, taking on a strong running back, Steinberg.
So we're at the 2-minute mark here now of the 4th quarter. Quincy on top 20-6.
Well, as we run the clock down, John, I know there'll be a lot of happy folks on the Quincy sidelines because this ends a small winning streak by North Quincy of the last 3 Thanksgiving Day games. Quincy's now going to take home the trophy, snapping that run. And
Steinberg with the ball. He's going to reverse his field over to the left side now. Goes down the sideline. A flag is thrown. Steinberg gets tackled at about the 26-yard line. But I believe this might be a flag against Quincy for a blindside hit.
yeah, we'll see. Levine really got popped. Of course, Levine is one of the toughest guys out there, and he just...
I got a blindside block. That's a 15-yard penalty.
Levine just took the hit and popped right up. So, not sure what's going on like this.
Blindside block. That's a 15-yard penalty against Quincy.
So the 15-yard penalty is going to move it back into Quincy territory, but there's 1:21 left to go in the game. They spot the ball at the 47-yard line. And they start to wind the clock as well.
Second down and 25.
So as we do wind down, we'll just say that what has been a long season for both teams, I would say it ended pretty well today. Both teams played hard all 4 quarters. Quincy doing a terrific job of seizing control of the game in the second quarter, putting points up on the board, and yeah, well, this is a little regrettable here.
Line of scrimmage, flag in the play.
So some tempers are flaring down on the sideline between the two teams. Steinberg got the ball, and he did a nice job not to go out of bounds, Jim. He slid down to make sure he did not go out, and he slid down at about the 47-yard line.
A dead ball, personal foul here. That's a 15-yard penalty.
Well, you want to be ending on a positive note. We were going to try to talk about some of the nice things that have gone on, but now the yellow flags are flying, and more importantly, they're personal foul calls, which that's a little ridiculous at this point. You know, with under a minute to go and the score a fait accompli, there's no reason to be out there doing whatever you're doing to get a personal foul call. So the guys are banging hard at each other for 3 quarters and 10 minutes, and you tip your hat to them for that, but this really is not the way to end this game, especially a game that was all in all pretty well played. Got to be, as I was saying when we were interrupted by these flags, great job by the Presidents in the second quarter to take control of the game. Then in the third quarter, they reacted well when some adversity appeared to be on the horizon. North got on the scoreboard, seemed to be developing some momentum, but the President defense, very consistent the whole game, John. They did a great job.
All right, timeout was called down the field with 48 seconds to go.
Should we be talking about the intrepid warriors who have helped us put this together today? The camera folks and whatnot, they've done a great job under tough conditions too.
Yeah, we'll get them in just 1 second here as Quincy comes out to kneel the ball. His officials trying to make sure everything is all set here. It is third down, and Quincy will kneel the ball down, and then the clock will continue to run here. Yeah, Jim, we had a great crew here helping us out here on this Thanksgiving morning. Every Thanksgiving when we have our crew of volunteers come out, we always thank them, especially on Thanksgiving, giving up time to be with us and to be with you, to bring the game to them and taking up time away from their families. I know a lot of our crew here will be getting ready to head out to their own Thanksgiving dinners in just a little bit here. And just as I say that, his timeout was called down the field by North Quincy.
Yeah, it's a big sacrifice by these people to do this, and they do a great job.
Yep. So we want to run down all those people right now. First on camera tonight, on our game camera, we had Sasha Goldberg, who did a great great job here today and has done a great job all season for us. We want to thank Sasha. Also on camera, Scott Daniels, who's been here for almost all the games for us as well. Maureen Conway and Mandy Flaherty and Matt Coughlin as well, all on camera here today. So we want to thank them for their efforts on camera. And especially to Scott, Maureen, Matt, and Mandy out in the elements as well. Sasha has the fortunate to be out in the booth. So all these other people out in the elements in the rain, wind here today. So we want to thank them. And the truck on graphics was Fred Shepard. On audio, Anna El Tori. Our engineer was Chris Potter. And our director was Peter Doherty. So we want to thank all of them for their great efforts here today to bring this game to you.
Yeah, and a very nice job on the replay deck, I will say. You know, we're always Bill Early sensitive, and a really good job. It was nice to bring some timely replay action for folks. So this should be the final kneel down here, and then we'll have the post-game presentation of the
So
trophy.
it's fourth down, so Quincy will run the ball to try to take a little bit more time off the clock. Steinberg gets the ball, and he'll get knocked down at the 39-yard line.
Steinberg on the run, tackled by number 41.
And
Michael Gord.
they'll give the ball over to the Red Raiders.
It'll be first down and 10 for the Red Raiders.
There's an excited sideline. That's where we want our camera to be, not necessarily on the field. The field, this should be pretty much a kneel down or a final play, but you see all the proud and happy Quincy folks earned a terrific victory. There's Bob Bosworth, middle of our camera shot there. The Quincy Sun does a great job, John. We rely on them, and folks, you should pick up this week's Quincy Sun. As I said, I mentioned earlier the coverage on the cheerleaders, and they just do a very thorough job of getting information out there about who the kids are and pictures of them and everything. And I will confess that a lot of my game prep, I rely on the likes of Tom Joyce and Bob Bosworth, who put together a terrific presentation in this week's Quincy Sun. So the clock is running down on Thanksgiving 2019, John, and we congratulate the Quincy Presidents for a big, big win, solid win on Thanksgiving Day.
All right, and Coach Kevin Carey just got the Gatorade bucket thrown onto him. He was waiting for it, Jim, as the players came over and doused him with it as he gets his first win on Thanksgiving morning as well. So final score here at the stadium, again, Quincy 20 and North Quincy 6. So it was quite a game here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Both teams came out ready to play. Quincy took a 20-0 lead into the half, and North was able to get 6 points on the board. But that is the final score here. And as we've said several times on Thanksgiving morning, not just today, but throughout the years, you never know what you're going to get on Thanksgiving morning. You can always say, you throw the records out the window. Even though both teams were fairly even matched here today, we didn't know what was going to happen. Quincy was able to come out, and they were able to take the early lead, put a stun in the Red Raiders, and they were able to carry that forward to win the game here as well. So as the teams come out to shake hands, you can see the team's players congratulating Isaiah Steinberg there in the middle of the screen, along with number 44, Matt Kelly, for the Presidents. As the teams get into line to shake hands with the Red Raiders and the Presidents between each other. So with the victory here today, Quincy High School will improve to 3-8 on the season, and North Quincy will drop to 3-8. So both teams finished with the same record here this season for the 2019 football season. We mentioned it at the pregame show. This football season flew by here for QATV. It was unbelievable how quickly it came up, and the summer ended and football was starting up, and it seems like it was just yesterday we were back here at the stadium for our first game when Quincy High School took on Archbishop Williams on September 6th. and now the season is over, so it's hard to believe. We mentioned our crew that was here today, and a lot of those people were here every game for QATV Sports, so we want to thank them again for coming out here, especially on Thanksgiving morning, giving up time for being with their family to help bring the game to all of you in the city of Quincy. Again, if you're interested when this game will be replayed on Quincy Access TV, we encourage you to log on to our website at qatv.org. You can find on the front page of our website the program schedule and the replay schedule information for Thanksgiving football. And also, we hope you log on, to watch QATV on this Sunday, December 1st, for live coverage of the Quincy Christmas Parade beginning at 1 p.m. And again, a lot of volunteers helping us out this weekend with the Thanksgiving football, the turning on the lights tomorrow night in Quincy Center, Santa's arrival by parachute on Saturday, and of course the Christmas parade on Sunday. So all the efforts here go out to the staff and volunteers of Quincy Access TV. Without them, it would not be possible.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Jim, as I was saying that, Quincy High School running down to the south end zone to get ready to hoist the city championship trophy. Looked like athletic director Kevin Mahoney was bringing it onto the field to turn it over to the superintendent to present it to the presidents.
While we do that turnover, I'd just like to congratulate both coaching staffs. Each staff has done a terrific job with young programs. I'll mention North, and then you can go to Quincy, John, during the trophy presentation. But Ryan Craig has just done a marvelous job of restoring the energy. He came up through the youth football program, we know, and it was mentioned by Principal Shaw that he's done a terrific job of getting kids interested in playing football at North again, and you could see that. And he's got a host of assistants. I'm going to be careful here. I'm watching very carefully. Yeah, there comes the superintendent with a trophy, so maybe I'll stop my little review here.
Yeah, I believe Chris Potter's down there with a microphone so we can hear the audio. So we'll turn it down to Chris now.
Hey, congratulations to you. Congratulations to Coach Carey. Right here. Congratulations. Quincy High School. City champs. Hey, wait. Give me a second. Coach Randall. Hey. Hey, game ball. On his last game coaching. Coach Randall. Hey.
Love you, Coach.
Proud of you. One heck of a job today. All right, when it got tough, you keep coming. You kept going. Great job. The best part, forever. Forever.
Well, didn't Kevin Carey get that one right? It is theirs. They go down now as the winner of the Turkey Day game, and we know what that means, John. It is theirs forever, so. Good for them, and Coach Carey was referencing Mark Randall. I didn't know this would be his last game. Nice job. He's been with the program for quite some time. I know more than a decade, so did a terrific job. I saw him down on the sidelines there working hard, so didn't realize it would be his last game. But I was just I'll finish up with North and then we'll go to Quincy. But Ryan Craig has really restored the energy to the program. He's got a terrific coaching staff. He's got a number of assistants who played at North, who know the game, and who are sharing their talent and their knowledge with the kids. Look forward to next year's group of sophomores and juniors stepping up and performing. It should be fun to see that as this group of athletes continues to develop. And now on the south side there, the group you see on camera, the Quincy Presidents, all season, positive development. Coach Carey and the kids worked hard. They had a lot of adversity because they played some tough teams, and their record was not what they wished, but they get to show up on Thanksgiving Day here at Veterans Stadium and really performed well. picked up a big win, and it's a nice win for the Quincy High President football program, John.
You said, Jim, Coach Kevin Carey, the head coach of the Quincy Presidents, go along with Mark Randall, Brielle Parker, Greg Summers, Joe Wilder, Dave McPherson, all help leading the way for the Presidents here. Again, it was a long season, but coming out and always never really a big challenge for either North Quincy or Quincy, the coaching staff, to get ready for Thanksgiving Day. But sometimes you got to temper the emotions of the kids, trying to get them prepared for the game. And certainly both coaching staffs did a great job here today. And you could see both teams came out ready to play. Once they got those turnovers out of the way, Jim, we had a really good, well-played game. And it was good action back and forth. And just Quincy had a little bit more in the tank here today. Had some extra plays in them. And as we saw earlier, we were able to hoist the city championship trophy for the first time in a few years.
Well, another season in the books, John. We'll close it down here so folks can start packing up. And we want to thank our loyal viewers. And we hope you enjoyed today's coverage of Thanksgiving Day football.
All right, so again, for all the staff and crew and from the board of directors here, we want to thank you for watching this edition of QATV Sports. We hope you have a happy Thanksgiving, everyone, from everyone here at QATV. And we'll see you next year for high school football in 2020. Thanks for watching.